Doing art. What did you draw, Keish? How was your Artington? You have an ETA. I think Wheat is live. So soon, very soon. God, it's an entire minute long, Jay. Do you think I have time for it? Many dots. If you have anything cool to show, I'd love to. Come on, just move my. There we go. Move over here.
Alpha Pikachu's. It's Alpha Pikachu's. Oh my
There's Alpha
days.
Pikachu's. Let's see what Jay.
Oh my
Have you seen
days.
Jay's cool little art, by the way?
Oh
Look how
my
cool
days.
that is.
I guess we're trying to catch as many Alpha Pikachu's as we possibly can here. Oh, whoops.
Leave. You just throw. Do you not even like throw mud at them or something? I don't know. What do you do in the
Safari? Oh, it noticed me.
Zone?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh, you're so
fuck.
They're all screaming at you, Jay. Oh no.
Cheese! Cheese, help me, cheese! Not the vivid joke, cheese!
I love that you just shout cheese. I didn't realize cheese was one of your Pokemon. No, cheese.
Oh my god! Cheese, you fucking bitch!
Don't be mean to cheese. What the fuck? What the fuck? Poor cheese. What has cheese ever done to you, huh? Anyway, I keep pointing the wrong way. It's confusing because I switch my fucking camera all the time. What do you mean cheese almost let you die? Cheese was there to protect you. Right when you needed them most. Right when you needed them most, cheese was there. In your darkest hour. Cheese was there. What's Wheat saying? Right when you needed them most, cheese was there. Cheese? Wheat's listening to me. Wheat, stop listening to me. I'm gonna play copyrighted music, you bitch. And certainly accurate. Episode 20. A month or whatever. I don't know. We're finally back, bitches. Okay. Science and technology, and I think if you can change it so that it should work. There was debris everywhere. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. He is just on the starting soon screen. Okay, he is talking. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. There we go. There he is. And Wise. Oh, it would be a day. It would be a great day to remember. The day Wise was banned. Beautiful day when Wise was banned. No. I'm calling Wheat. I don't know if Wheat's listening. Calling Wheat right now. Calling Wheat. Attention, all Wheaters. Do you copy? Do you copy? Calling Wheat. I need a calling sound because I never actually get it. I need to do. Hello?
Ring.
Are you really quiet, or is that or is that just me?
Ring. Ring.
Ding dong. Hello.
Hello.
Boom. Oh, look at that, just
it's
working.
Kind of tough to tell, but there we go. Success.
Doo-doo-doo.
Look at this. It's the uncertainly accurate setup. How long it's been since we saw this?
It has been a long. I'm gonna change. I'm changing your pronouns right now. I'm transing your gender.
My goodness. I always knew they were coming for me.
How it works. No one's safe. No one is safe.
Yeah. The agenda has finally reached me.
Finally you have a gender.
I need to illuminate my face, so I'm going to temporarily intermission. That's not the right screen. That's the worst screen I could have gone to.
What do you mean, wait, no admin? It's been 10 minutes since we should have started, Chili. We've done admin. There's been a bunch of admin.
Yeah, that's enough battery. I don't need to worry about that. And then I just need that on, and then put it like there or some shit. And then when I sit back down and sort, sort shit, I am. Oh, half my face is lit. Brilliant. That's great. How about the other side?
Yeah,
That's
there's no
even
safes here.
worse. How about there? That'll do. I'm lit. Good job, me.
Yo,
Hey.
you're lit, dude.
That's the admin done. It was just me setting up illumination. I haven't had my camera on for so long that it's like
Have you not?
trying to set it up. No, I haven't. I just, I've been chilling. Because I'm streaming late at night, it's been too dark to have it on anyway, so but
They're not
yeah.
dark there right now.
Yeah, but like we have to have it on for this. This is the entire point,
Right, legally you have to have it on.
This is a talk show. Like it has to have my face on it. I'm not doing anything interesting enough to not have my face here.
True. Is this true? Anyway.
Very accurate.
Very uncertainly accurate, if you will.
No, that's what's to come. That was actually accurate.
Oh, I see. Yeah, do you like it? Like it wise. Good, isn't it? Good.
Perfect. Should I I don't know. I would say I should do a Middle Earth accent, but like then I'm like, what the fuck's a Middle Earth accent?
Why is a Middle Earth accent being from New Zealand? They're not even.
Yeah.
They just sound English.
Yeah, they just sound normal.
Master Frodo, you must go.
I don't know why for a moment there. Monsieur Frodo.
I was trying to do some like an American Aragorn or something. Like, what if he was Master Frodo? You need to go. You need to go and toss the ring. You need to toss the ring into that big old volcano over there, Frodo. It's very important, Frodo.
Oi, Sauron, I'm walking here. Hey. Hey, you giant eye fucker. I went a bit West Country into that as well.
Was that you trying to do an American accent?
I think I got there for the first sentence I said. For the second one, I lost it a bit.
Hey, I'm walking here. I'm from the West Country.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
You can't do that. That's a racist accent.
No, I've done it before. I did it while playing what was it?
Because you did it before doesn't mean it's not racist.
It's not racist. I did it playing Daddy Dating Sim or whatever the fuck it's called.
Daddy. Sure. I need to get the wheel up. I haven't even opened the wheel.
But that was because, right, like when they introduce a character, the characters only have like grunting noises at the start. They don't actually say anything, so I voiced them all myself. And one of them that came on, the only noise that they gave me as reference was "hey," and it's like, oh, and so so I just made that noise and then went into whatever accent fit afterwards, and it turned out to be Jamaican. And this man who had this accent was a large white ginger man, so it worked out very well.
You got lucky, is what you're trying to say. You got lucky.
Yeah,
you got a lucky kid.
That could have gone very wrong.
You got a lucky kid.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna do it.
There were a lot of voices to do in that. I really expanded my range. I had a Borat character. I slept with the Borat character under the influence of chat. Yeah.
I'll take a picture of chat. Chat. Say hi. Say hi, chat. Say hi right now. Pog. Pog. Wait, I need to get you in it as well. Okay, do a one like this. Here we go. Perfect picture. Live right now. Uncertainly accurate. Let's go.
This must be that social media stuff. This must be some Zoomer shit.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Sure, Zoomer shit. What is that, champ?
Well, let's hope it's viewable on my stream.
Oh my god. This is
Could have been
incredible.
worse.
Prefer
Oh,
the
even
real
better.
Redux. I said the real Redux.
Who
Look at
even
that
knows
beautiful
what that
art.
is?
This is the most accurate drawing of me I've ever seen. I
Yeah,
think it's
I can see it. I can
incredible.
see it.
Tweet it out. Make it so. Make it so. Anyway, you noticed the new thing for today?
You fucked up my forehead.
What do you mean? I put a lot of effort into this. I did this.
Smoke rises
Jeff,
from the mountain.
I can make it a bit
The hour grows
more fun.
late, and Gandalf
You
the
think about
Grey
this?
No,
rides
look.
to
I'm looking
Isengard,
increasingly
seeking
demonic.
my counsel.
I did. You know the Oh, chef. You know the Jay. Wait, why did it? Oh, Fussabot just shouted you out because it didn't. Because that one didn't exist, I guess. Interesting. I think that it defaults to you because that one doesn't exist. Anyway,
Nice.
I'm like turning you into the Gigabrain meme. You know the Gigabrain meme where it like gets more and more universe brain? Like one
Yeah.
of those pictures and I put it in your brain.
Oh.
Because it's, you know, it fits with the galaxy theme that you have. You've got the black hole eye and like I still don't really know what that is. It might be like a pulsar or something, I don't know. And
I'm
then
not really
this.
sure either.
Yeah, I don't think they knew when they drew it.
They may have done. Like I'm thinking it might just be like a scale of object thing. Like, oh look, here's a big object, and then it has smaller and smaller ones to the right hand side of it. That's the only thing I can think of it being.
What? What are you saying?
What do you mean? It makes perfect sense.
It does not.
Yeah, you know when you get those like scale of things in the universe pictures, right?
Yes.
Or like a
yes.
solar system map or something like that. It starts
Yeah.
with the biggest thing on the left and then gets smaller and smaller to the right. And it's like that's what I think that is.
What? What is?
That picture in my right eye. Or left eye. The right hand side eye.
Ow. No, that's not what it is. I've seen the picture, we.
Well, it's
I
what it
googled
looks like.
I googled like pulsar or something is what I think. I didn't even know.
But that's not.
And I just wanted one that was like doing a laser beam, and I was like, let's take that one.
Yeah, but it's
We is a
wrong.
tad quiet. I thought so. Yeah. Turn you up.
But it's wrong though, because like it should be coming out both ends.
It is. It is coming out the other end, but the other end is in your face. You can't see the other end.
But there's a bit of black there.
No, but in the drawing, it is actually coming out of this end as well.
Oh, you just cut it off to make it
Yeah,
wrong.
I just
I
cut it
see.
off.
Welcome
it's-
to Insert in the
You
Accurate.
can't see it because it's behind your eye. This little black part was what it is, but if you like, you really look at it, you like really zoom in a lot. Okay, really look at the pixels. See, it starts to do a beam behind as well, but it's just a bit darker. You know. You know.
I'll take your word for it.
Good.
Why does it extend beyond my face?
Because it's shooting out of your eye.
I see. I'm just capable of shooting out like
Yeah.
we.
Because it looks
opposite
cool, we
direction.
don't question it. It's called the rule of cool, okay? Sometimes that's just what faces do. That is
Yeah.
just what.
I have an incredibly
Maybe it's a
lazy eye
quasar.
that
you
is
know.
also a laser eye.
True, a lasery eye.
But
Exactly. Anyway, listen to enough of the Lord of the Rings soundtrack now. We can get into an actual question of science.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna
Before we
by
do
the
that,
end of
how
this
have you been?
stream see how far behind my view of you gets in this, because I am having occasional stream buffering for you.
Oh, I see.
So it'll
I'm not
be
dropping any frames,
be
so that's
getting
going to be on
no.
your.
It's a me issue. It'll be so. I'll be curious to see you get gradually more and more out of sync.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
It'll be great.
Get the wheel up.
Get the wheel. But yeah, I'm doing good, chilling out, having a nice time. How are you?
Realized chat couldn't hear that. My browser was muted.
That's fine. They don't care.
They need to hear it. They need to hear the. Very important.
I don't hear.
That's exactly the
Oh.
sound it makes as well.
Ooh, is it dragons or is it helicopter?
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
Helicopter, helicopter. Which is this question. It's a really interesting one. And is the text bigger? Which text? This one? This one's the same size. I've not changed this text. I haven't changed the text. On the wheel, shouldn't be. Maybe it is because there's less things on it. Like, the less there are, the larger they get. Maybe? Who knows? Who knows, really? Helicopter, helicopter. Anyway, how do helicopters work? What happens if they spin the other way? How do we stop a helicopter with just two rotors? Let's start with the first few. You know how helicopters work? You're muted. Can't hear you.
It's like the same idea as a plane. Am I unmuted now?
Yes, I can. You?
Okay.
That's why I couldn't.
So when a wing move through air, the air it pushes out the way generates lift under the wing, which helps it go up. What you have with a helicopter is the rotor is essentially four wings that you keep in constant motion to generate that lift by spinning around. So they'll also be, as they spin, they'll be angled in a certain way to push air down, and as they do that, they generate lift and go up. And because you're generating the motion of the spin, because you're generating the lift by spinning the object rather than by passing the object in a straight line, you have the hovering ability that you do. It's obviously a less efficient means of transport than a plane, which is why they're not used as planes. Although they kind of, if you get what I mean, which is why they're not used for mass transit like planes are.
Yeah, it takes.
But they have their own uses in that they can stay still.
Yeah, they can move up and down and stuff. And yeah, the tail rotor. Generally, you have this. This is like your main rotor, all underneath it. Then you also need one rotor at the end here, basically, which is is to keep you stable. Otherwise, the helicopter itself is just gonna start spinning like this. You've ever seen like drones? You got like those little toy helicopters. They usually don't have one at the back. And they usually actually do have like two sets, because they like having one at the back is just annoying to make, right? In small. But sometimes if one of those sets then breaks, they will start to start spinning and stuff, and it just goes crazy. It's not really good at that. The back one, because it's spinning, it has the same effect as if you've ever had like a science lesson at school, like a physics lesson about rotations and things like that, like angular velocity and angular momentum and that kind of stuff. You've probably seen the old trick where you like spin a wheel and it's on a rope, and you if you spin it this way, it won't flip. You know what I mean? I think it's it's the same idea. It's the same gyroscopic effect, right?
Yeah.
Bicycle wheel gyroscope. Everyone's seen. Like, I'm sure everyone has seen this. But cool, cool little effect thing. Spin now over. Yeah, so if you put it like that, it stays upright. Which is basically what we're doing with the back. Yeah, there you go. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what happens if they spin the other way? I think if they spin the other way, the force you generate is in the wrong direction, right? Because they spin one direction.
Yeah, like
You generate lift.
yeah, because the rotors are angled to pass through it like a wing would.
Yeah, I don't know
if you
which
swap
way they need to
that-
be angled, but let's say
well,
if they spin this
in
direction.
the way that generates lift.
Yeah, I don't
think-
remember which one is the one.
No. If you swapped the angle round and swap the direction the rotor is spinning, you get the same effect. You just have to
Yeah.
also move the tail rotor. But yeah, in general, if you just started running a normal helicopter backwards, you would it wouldn't work. You would well, I expect you'd generate downforce.
Yeah,
but seeing as you to do
assume
that,
so.
you'd probably already have to be on the ground. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, so you're just not gonna do much.
I imagine helicopters don't have a reverse gear, so it's all right.
Probably not. Well, it depends what kind of motor they use, I guess, because I don't see why it couldn't. Like, if
I
you
also
just
don't
like
see why it would. I would expect to say that if you were to give one a reverse gear, it would be more of a danger than not.
yeah, the motors are probably like locked in it. They probably have a locking mechanism in one direction and not in the other. But like the way motors work is just a spinny thing. So at the end of the day,
Yeah,
most
okay.
motors are reversible. Oh,
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
fair enough.
oh, wait. Yeah. Anyway, next question: why do we swap out helicopters with just two rotors? No one tell Isaac about like quad drone.
Yeah, we don't necessarily stop at two.
No
It's
one-
just
no
you
one
don't
tell
really
Isaac.
need more than two. Like, you would give them two because by giving them two, you also don't need the rear rotor. As long as they're spinning in opposite directions, because that way those two are cancelling out rather than the rear one. Like if you see two spinny a bicopter, as it were, you'd notice that they don't have a rotor in most cases. In all cases, I would dare say. I can't think of any where they would. Oh no, there are some that do. But oh no, that's an interesting one. Huh? I've just seen an image of a helicopter with two rotors on top and then a rotor at the back. But the rotor on the back is a propeller pushing it forwards rather than correcting how it goes.
Oh, wait, what? You literally have a whole screen to show it. We show these things. There's like a whole quarter of the screen that is specifically so that you can put things up there. If you're not gonna use it, I'm gonna go back to our old setup. Okay.
Hang on,
I'm going to go back to our old setup.
Hang on, give me a sec. I need to expand that and then. Wait, hang on, that's where that is, and then why is that an image? At this point, it shouldn't be an image. Hang on, if I delete that.
Kingweed.
There's two things in here. Why are there
Hello,
two things
GG.
here? There's nothing in there. Delete that and then add.
We did ask for this, Chef. We specifically asked for this layout, actually. I'll have you know, I wanted the old layout. We wanted this.
Window capture, add a new source, and this is UA web.
How have you not had a... Okay.
Perfect, and then I'll just drag that down a bit. I can actually go there, and then this needs to pick up like
Was that about admin, by the way? Who was complaining about not having admin earlier?
Yeah, it's automatic. That's perfect. And then
there it is.
Drag that around a bit.
Perfect.
Go like smaller or some shit. I'm cropping this exactly to this image, so if anything else ever comes up, And then
Don't
we go
crop it to
there,
the image.
and then we'll,
Just
like,
crop it to your
shrink
screen.
like that,
Oh my
and
God.
then make that. Oh,
That's
hang on,
cool.
hang on.
See, that's the
Uh,
double motor. That's the double propeller one that spins one direction and the other way.
yeah.
Aren't all Oh, I see what you mean. I think it might be Camp. Like, isn't any helicopter a VTOL technically? Because
Good question.
VTOL just literally means. Do you know what VTOL means actually?
No.
Because VTOL just means vertical takeoff and landing, right? VTOL.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
So it just goes up and down, which is generally used for like planes that start going up and then move forward. Like they can both go just vertically land on something instead of having to have a runway to land on. But technically any helicopter is a
Helicopter.
VTOL, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the double propellered one. Why has it got like a big lance to do a?
It's a jousting helicopter.
Yeah, why is it jousting?
You know, you have to get them from somewhere, right?
Yes. What do you mean
It's
we
how
have to
we
get
have,
them from somewhere? What? What does that even mean?
Jousting helicopters. You have to get them from somewhere, and you build them. That's where you get them from.
What do you mean? Where? For what
Look,
do we get
helicopters
them?
are yeah. Helicopters are the new
Helicopter jousting does sound
cavalry.
sick. It sounds horrible. It's dangerous as
Helicopters are
fuck.
the new cavalry, and
It
so
sounds like something I'd see in a GTA game.
yeah. So what you do in helicopter jousting is you know those like stunt people who stand on like the wings of airplanes.
Yeah.
In this case, the people stand on the lance.
Okay.
And
How do they hit each
the
other with
objective
the
is
lance?
to knock the other people off of the
I
lance.
see. Are they like kept stable next to each other, and then they have like those big like ear thick things to like fight each other? You know those things?
No. They can only be knocked off by the helicopter lance.
I see.
If
So
it's
they're
one-
just kind of vibing and seeing each other, like hello, yes, hello, and then they're
Yeah.
just like they're just standing there next to each other, and this one just goes, bonk.
yeah.
Just fucking kills it.
Obviously, any damage to the helicopter is disqualification, in the same way that going for the horse in normal jousting would be.
I see.
kind
But
of
what if the
disqualification.
propellers just get tangled? Because they're gonna be about at the same height, and they're quite long. And
Well,
they,
that's
like...
driver error. So, you know, it's a draw.
I see.
Unless, obviously, one has intentionally rammed the other. In that case, it will go to the judges.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense now, Chef. I get it. I understand it. Casting helicopters are just needed. They're necessary for society, I guess.
Yep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Helicopter spin, because of the angle of the blade, the air goes like whoosh and pushes it up, maybe? I don't know.
Correct.
That's not exactly how. There's more to it. But that kind of creates lift and so it spins. And that's why it only spins in one direction. If it spins in the other direction, it pushes down, I guess. It's not exactly just wind go up or wind go down. There's more to it, just like with planes and stuff.
But
you
can angle your rotors to go in like different directions.
Yeah, generally. Yeah, I guess that's how they go forward. How does a helicopter actually change like direction?
Like
Like literally they change the rotor?
Yeah. Like that. Because, like, in the same way that you would spin a helicopter by angling the rear rotor, you angle the top rotor to do it. And then, obviously, when you tilt the blades, the entire helicopter tilts. So, like, you know, you make do with that. So, like, you tilt forward, then you go back to neutral, I expect.
Yeah. Okay. What are you two saying? What is science chat? What are you saying? Stop This is our show, okay? Don't be being weird here, okay? You two? Don't be being weird here, okay? None of that.
Well.
Yeah, to turn around, they power the tail rotor camp, but to go forward and stuff.
No
I guess
answers
they're
in
just-
chat. For goodness sake, this is the wrong one rule. Mods.
Odds, remove them. No. They're just like, I don't know. Are we done with the first question? We're still talking about it, okay? If you want to go talk about these questions somewhere else, feel free to, but don't be like, I don't know. It's kind of
Coming
rude
here
to
with
be
your
like, hey, are you
knowledge.
done? Like we're talking about things. You know? Don't be-
done. I didn't even see that. What was that? Are you done with the first
You don't need to put it in emote only. It's okay.
question? Are you
Okay.
done, you pricks?
Yeah, I'm just like. Anyway. Day Fusion's on your ass, okay? You better be careful. Big Frog. You know what emote I want, by the way?
Tell
I don't mind if people talk about the questions we're talking about. Like that's okay. But just like don't be rude and be like, "Oh, we already talked about this in our chat." I don't know what you're talking about with science chat. You're talking about science questions. You specifically don't talk about the questions in there. It's like the one thing we ask you to do. So like, I don't know. Don't be.
So get fucked, chat. Get out of here.
Don't be
We don't
rude.
need you.
Don't be rude. Yeah. Like
don't
if we
need
make a
you.
mistake, feel free to correct us. Like I don't mind that. I don't mind
I
if
do.
you
It's called
if you have
uncertainly
any.
accurate.
No, I do. I don't mind if you do that. Anyway, also, was it Jiffy? Anyway, it's interesting though. Yeah, I guess they changed the angle of the thing because that's the thing as well with the wheel. If you remember, it's a bit hard to demonstrate with a wheel. But if the wheel is spinning, it's stable, and you push on it on one. You push on it on one side, it turns that way. That makes sense. You have the wheel like this, and it's rotating this way. And I push it on this end, it turns this way. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's got because of if you put force on this, that point is gonna go that way in the rotation, right? So it's gonna go what? If you have a wheel that's spinning and you push on it here, it goes zoop. So I guess if you have a wheel like a helicopter that's spinning, you muted it. You
No,
doing mouth
I only said
things.
oops. It's fine.
So if it's like a bit tilted, I guess if they tilt it a bit more while it's over there, I don't know how it works. It's weird, isn't it, Gigi? You should try it. If you have like a gyroscope or something like that, or just something small that spins, it's really fun
Yeah.
to try. Actually, I literally have a fucking fidget
my
spinner
God.
somewhere here. Yeah, but you laugh, but I had a fidget spinner. I swear I did. You laugh, but they're actually really interesting for these kinds of things. I swear I had a fidget spinner here. What the fuck did I do with it? I have a harmonica. That helps. There it is. Okay. It's gonna be loud because it's kind of an old one and the ball bearings in it are weird. But if you spin it, I don't know if this is gonna be hard to show it. But like if I push, how do I push on it? It's hard to do it. Anyway, fidget spinners are really interesting for gyroscopes, actually. So
Can't you just angle the hand you have holding it?
well, yeah, but you can't see that because
Well,
like,
how
if I
are we
do it
gonna
s-
see anything?
if I do it
we
slowly,
can't-
you do see it going like a bit weird, right? All I'm doing is turning it that way, and it tries to turn this way. No, wait, it tries to turn. Wait, if I try to turn it this way, it tries to whatever. I can't. It's hard to show it because you can't feel it. But if you
No.
have one, look at it and play around with it and be like, I'm going to turn it this way, but because I'm turning it this way, the wheel rotates and it goes
Yeah.
shoop. So it wants to do a bit of this force.
Yeah. Or if
So
you have like
have a fidget spinner.
a
Try it out.
bike wheel on an axis just
If you
lying
have
around.
a bike
and
wheel on a
there's-
big rope attached
Yeah,
to
and-
something, try that.
and there's like spinny chair or something, you could like do that.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, if you're on a chair and you do this, but with the bike wheel, you can like you have it in front of you and you do this, that will like rotate you on the chair. Well,
Yeah.
because of the way the forces work. So that way you can also see like by turning it this way, the thing itself wants to turn this way. You're spinning in that direction. Wait, no, in that direction. So
Yeah,
it's spinning
it's
towards
basically
your
a steering
face.
wheel because it turns like you would on a steering wheel. I remember.
No,
reading
that
about
depends
it.
on the direction it's spinning.
Oh
right?
yeah. Okay, fine. It's
Yeah, yeah.
True.
Um,
Okay, if it's spinning one way, it's like a steering wheel, which is where this
Yeah, yeah.
incredible mime I'm doing comes in. If it's the other, it would be the opposite.
but yeah, yeah, and then if you do that or that or this or that, it will do different things with the way you're sitting. It's really interesting if you have a fucking random loose bike wheel that you can like make sure it's spinning enough because it needs to be going at a quite a speed to make it
Hmm.
really work well. It's really interesting. It's really fun. They're just cool little physics things that make you like I don't know. It's just like it. If you look at a bike as well, bikes are weird because like they're literally just like two wheels in a row, and somehow we managed to make a bike perfectly stable. If you set a bike down without it spinning, it's not stable at all. If it's moving, it's suddenly so stable. But I think like, and that's not even because of you sitting on it, because if you throw, yeah, exactly. Veritasium had a video about it. I think it's quite recent actually. Just like pushing a bike, it literally keeps itself stable. But that's because of the way the steering wheel is, like moved. I think I'm not entirely sure because it kind of like by going to one direction, the wheel has to like keep itself upright, so it really stays for quite a while. Anyway, we're getting off track. We need to talk about we need to talk
Why
about the
not
next question.
more? I think, or next question entirely. I can't remember. Why not more? Well, you can. They exist.
Yeah, we've already
like. Yeah. Okay, that's the answer to that.
Here you go. Anyway, that flop put emote, by the way, is very cute. Very cute. Very cute flopper emote. Very cute. Wheel time. Water droplet. All these questions, it's been like at least a week as well, so I barely remember any of them. This was a video. This was a video. Please explain this. Oh yeah, this was actually really cool.
Oh.
And I didn't really know what this was, so
let's check it out.
Let's see what they say. So, a droplet on a wettability gradient is what they call it. It might be GG, I do not remember. So what they do, they have this little plate, which I guess is the wettability gradient, where they I don't know what this plate is, so we're gonna have to look it up. If you can look it up right now. What happens is they drop a little water droplet on it, and it just moves to the other side. Because I guess this side is like water repulsive, and the other side is like it gets less and less water repulsive. The word is repul. Well, hello. That's it. Wettability gradient. So it even moves water up a little bingus. This. Oop. I want to know more. See if we can. Let's read their own thing. They've developed a new method for the generation of of surface chemical gradients. So gradient just means it's strong at one end and it becomes less and less strong, or the other way. It just changes its strength or its direction. For its direction, then is that a gradient? You're doing well. Is we just head?
No, I'm
Happens a lot.
researching. This is my researching face.
I see. Okay, I see. Relies on controlled absorption of molecules from dilute solutions by means of a gradual immersion. Parameters are right. Was a solvent. Blah blah. Linear motion drive sample. Orbit solution. This is the thing they're making into a thingy. It's very intense research, yeah. This show, as I always say, it's just a show where we Google things because you couldn't be arsed to Google it.
Yeah. Well, this one's actually quite difficult to Google because everything I'm finding is like actual scientific papers rather than like a summary of the process itself.
Yeah, because it's a very cool thing. Look at the
Yeah.
video, they have this done.
Well, it's a cool thing, but not one that anyone has thought needs to be explained to the general public, is what it seems to be.
Yeah.
Which is where we come in.
Oh, this is a good image as well. Look, if you look at this image. So, the way they do it is they coat it on one end with the bit of this, the first solution, and they coat it more on the rest of it, the other solution, so that it's like very like this is like very hydrophobic, and this like the more it gets along it, it's less of the hydrophobic coating, I guess. And because of that, it's like you've all seen like hydrophobic coating on like clothes or something, or like specific hydrophobic things, like you have like a raincoat and you have like a little water droplet, it just drops off instead of being absorbed into it or like being on it, right? So it's the water doesn't like make any bonds with it. Yeah, that is what Chev does. Chev Googles things and then quizzes us on it. Which is interesting. See, you have an interest.
Yep.
You have to crop a bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Control.
Anyway.
Ta-da.
So the water droplet lands here on this side, which is very hydrophobic. And then the more along it goes, the more it's like the more the water is better on it. So it's being pushed away.
Yeah, it's being pushed on both sides, but being pushed
Gravity
more
is
on one
very
side.
very specifically not a part of it. Because as you can see, this one goes up. And this side is very hydrophobic, this side is not. Hydrophilic even, the other one. You can see on Wheat's diagram. So it goes to this side because there's that strong force pushing it up. I say strong. There's a force pushing it up. Strong enough for the water droplet to really go to
I
the
suppose
side.
the flattening bit you could say is gravity, but
the way it flattens out is because of. I mean, gravity's still pulling it down. Gravity's pulling everything down. Yeah, the way because it flattens out because it's the surface it's on isn't pushing it away anymore, so it can be like on it more, if that makes sense. You can see with this one's like the surface is pushing the water away, both up, but like you can't push more up than this, and also just away. And because going that way is just a bit nicer because it likes water that way, and this side doesn't like water, so it's going just like more to water.
Yeah.
To the hydrophilic part. But yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting stuff. That's how it works. I didn't change the topic. I know. I'm stupid. Bing. Bang. That's the official topic now.
Yeah. So now, how do things be hydrophobic?
Yeah, let's see specifically what they use. Um,
Well, they mostly it's hydrocarbons of some kind or another, because they can't bond with SIP.
true, GG. Women aren't affected by gravity, unlike men. That is true. That is true. You're so right.
Okay, I don't understand that, but fine. It's like
Don't worry about it. Funny,
uh,
it's a funny reference. Very interesting though. Very interesting. These references will probably talk about what chemicals do they use.
yeah, it doesn't really say.
You just
Well, that didn't. Hydrophobe.
what did you just?
A hydrophobe.
I can't believe this.
Hydrophobe.
Yeah, it was some white man with a podcast who's called Gigi that, so you know you wouldn't know because you're not an owl.
True. Yeah. Sure. Sure it is. Anyway.
Anyway, Wonderwall.
Yep. So we got shit moving in all kinds of directions. That's nice. But why? Oh no, that's nothing.
What about me?
There's a whole bunch of
Into my glass.
different states you can have on it and shit.
Dates.
Shape. What states? I said, yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard dates.
Like depending on the roughness of the surface, you would have the drop lying flat upon the thing, as you did in the video that you showed, or you could have it be like more of a ball on top of it because it gets forced like that. And then there's lots of pictures of leaves where you just end up with like a ball of water on a leaf,
Yeah.
which you end up with because it's
Any
naturally
good date
doing
spots in
stuff.
Antwerp? No. No, no, Gigi. Fuck. I, in fact, do not. We're just gonna watch this video again. I in fact do not. I don't know. I know a few like
Okay.
um
Contact angle. This
like
is important.
student things to go to, but depending on what you want to do. My go-to is always like the zoo. The zoo's very Antwerp Zoo. Very fun. Very cool. Bit like some of like a bit sad sometimes because like some of the enclosures are quite small for the animals. But what are you doing?
I'm adjusting my scale because I'm not happy with it.
I should be doing that.
This is where my research has led me.
I'm gonna become large.
I think in the end I went back to the same size I was at the beginning.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
whatever.
I've become larger.
No, I'm slightly smaller than I was. I felt like I was too large, but that's sorted now. Anyway,
Drinks. Oh god.
my research has led me to something called contact angle, which I believe we kind of went over a little bit, which is the angle that you have between the surface and the droplet. This is what quantifies the wettability, apparently, via an equation of something. Based upon a solid, liquid, and vapor combination at a given temperature and pressure has a certain angle. So it's calculated by those, and you determine it by all of those, and it gets you that thing. And between those, you can effectively see like if things are going to move. But what is it that's actually causing the thrusting?
It's gotten even more quiet.
Whatever.
I am thinking, GG, by the way.
I might have moved further away from my mic.
All wheat is doing more thinking already. I saw a TikTok about a gay bar in Antwerp that like opened recently. I don't know how. Don't know if that be okay for the who you're taking. I don't know who you're taking, but I don't remember where it was though. So that doesn't really help you. I realize. I also don't remember its name. Find it. I think I liked the video, so maybe if I go through my likes, I can find it, but that will take a while. Go back to.
Force. There we go. What?
Force.
Yeah, I'm literally googling the word. I mean, searching the word force in this to try and find. It doesn't even say, because I want to know like how the force is calculated, from, as in the force required to move it along.
Oh, I see.
Because clearly one is being generated, but what I can't find is how that is calculated. Because if I think I had that, it would be like, oh, okay, this is where shit gets moved over. At the moment, I have contact angle equations, which is nice and all that, but perhaps that's all it is. Perhaps the force being exerted on it is the same in all situations. It's just the contact angle affects how much of that force pushes it to the side, which is why you get the sideways motion.
Probably, yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I would then expect the actual force itself would be derived more so from the temperature and pressure rather than the materials involved. And then there's a list of things that have a specific contact angle of some kind, and they all have incredibly long names because obviously they're hydrocarbons without any other properly named situation. The highest one in this list, for instance, is henicosyl 1122 tetrahydrododecylene dimethyltris and then brackets dimethylaminosilane.
A classic.
Yeah, a classic.
Everyone loves that one.
Yeah, one of the more simple ones is 333445566 nonafluorohexatricosylhydrazine, which I said wrong, but you get the idea.
Classic 333445 monotetrahydrochlorol.
Yeah, lots of different things. There are some simpler ones here, such as dimethylchlorosilane and dodecyl trichlorosilane. I don't really know how to pronounce the silane thing, but yeah, they're just hydrocarbons as the examples. And then there's a picture of a leaf where it has a contact angle of 147 degrees, which is high. I don't know, like I can't provide you a reference of how high because I don't have any other numbers in this article itself. But yeah, effectively you get that, and then I suppose as you move along a thing with different aspects of how much of an effect you're getting, you just have different forces on each side. So there's a picture of a water drop on a leaf. Congrats. Congrats. With the like lines marked on it so you can see what the fuck's going on. But yeah, there's a leaf with a water drop on it, and there's faint blue lines of the angle. And as you move along a surface like that, you get the gradient changing. So the angles change, so the force to each side changes, so it moves along. Congrats. Case closed.
Case closed. It's really interesting though. It's cool. I'll keep looking.
Yeah, that's an
At some
interesting
point I'll
one.
find it. Anyway, go to the next question. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Good job, team.
Good job.
Never heard of
Good
that before.
question. Let's see the next one. Potatoes. Maybe? Is it potatoes? The potato. The potato. Boom. How can people be killed by rotten potatoes?
What?
I don't know. How can people be killed by rotten potatoes? Potato. How could they kill someone if they aren't even eaten? Are there varieties of potatoes that are free from this property? This trait exclusive to potatoes or is it true for other nightshades? What do you mean? What's this? Like, this is such an open question. How can people be killed by rotten potatoes if they aren't eaten? I don't know, like put them in a
Someone
potato
smash their
can
head
and
in 'em.
shoot them at people probably
Yeah.
works. Like, I don't know. I assume that's not what you mean. I assume like what is this question pointing at, Chef? I need more information.
Well, let's go find out. Rotten potatoes.
Yeah. Like rotten tomatoes, but for
Rotting
food.
potatoes give off a noxious solanine gas that can make a person unconscious if they've inhaled enough. There have even been cases of people dying in their root cellars due to unbeknownst rotting potatoes.
Question answered. We're already done. Do other nightshades have it?
Do other what? Sorry.
Nightshades.
Let's Google solanine gas.
Should I be showing this on screen? Bunch of weird
Anything of the so solanine is a something poison created by various plants in the genus Solanum, such as the potato plant. When the plant's stem, tubers, or leaves are exposed to sunlight, it stimulates the biosynthesis of solanine and other things as a defense mechanism, so it's not eaten. It is therefore considered to be a natural pesticide. The destruction of the intermediate blah 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 blah.
Jesus Christ. Fuck me. Fuck me. Me, Chef. Like, we're bad.
Well, I've had
Yeah.
some potatoes in my cupboard for longer than they probably should have been. I'm going to throw those out imminently.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone make sure you don't have your potatoes for too long and you don't fucking die from them.
Yeah.
When they start
Don't
to
store
rot,
them
they
under your
produce-
pillow.
Under your pillow?
Yeah, just in case, you know.
Who's storing potatoes under their pillow?
Well, whoever they were, they're fucking dead.
The fuck? Why did you do that? What's wrong with people? That's weird.
Yeah, potatoes be poisonous like. So how do they become not poisonous? Are they just like, is it just like such a low level most of the time that we can just eat them?
Well, I guess, when they start to break down, they form a,
They release it a lot more
they start-
as gas. But
well, I
like,
guess when they break down, they make it into that poisonous form, right? Before that, it's not poisonous.
well, no, because it seems to be saying that this is always in them.
Well, yeah, but maybe when it breaks down, it bonds with something in the air or something that makes it.
Oh no, sorry.
Poisonous.
It forms when the plant is exposed to sunlight, which potatoes grow underground, so you know, whatever. It's generally fine. But when they come above ground, it's like, oh no, I'm going to be eaten. So poison the fucker.
No, don't eat me. Yeah, but
Which I guess is why you're told to keep potatoes in a dark place.
Yeah, but
Um,
even in their cellar, it still did that. The link Chef put was a bunch of people going into the cellar, dying.
So
Oh.
what else can cause it?
assume just when it rots, right? Was that not what you said at the start as well?
Yeah, that's what they said, but like constantly synthesize low levels of it. However, under stress, such as the presence of a pest or herbivore, they increase the synthesis of compounds like solanine as a natural chemical defense. Makes them taste bitter, and stressful stimuli like light also happen. As a result, they turn green, less attractive to pests. Other stresses that can stimulate potatoes. That's not what it said, but I particularly like saying that as a sentence. Other stresses
Sure.
that can stimulate potatoes are improper storage conditions, improper food processing, and sprouting. The largest concentration of solanine in response to stress is on the surface in the peel, making it an even better defense mechanism against pests trying to consume it. Hmm.
Oh.
So here's a
Today we
question.
learned.
How many potatoes would you have to eat to be poisoned by them? Interestingly, there's an actual section that's saying suggested limits on consumption of solanine. Toxicity typically occurs when people ingest potatoes containing high levels of solanine. I've said that differently every time. I will continue to do so. The
Oops.
average consumption of potatoes in the US is estimated to be about 167 grams of potatoes per day per person. There's variation in glycoalkaloid levels in different types of potato, but potato farmers aim to keep solanine levels below 0.2 milligrams per gram. Signs of solanine poisoning have been linked to eating potatoes with solanine concentrations of between 0.1 and 0.4 milligrams per gram of potato. The average potato is 0.075 milligrams, which is equivalent to about 0.18 milligrams per kilogram based on a daily. Calculations have shown that 2 to 5 milligrams per kilogram of body weight is the likely toxic dose. Okay. With 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram constituting the fatal dose. Other studies have shown that symptoms of toxicity were observed with consumption of even 1 milligram per kilogram. So, farmers aim to keep solanine levels below 0.2 milligrams per gram. It doesn't the average potato, okay, how heavy is the average potato?
I don't know. How heavy? Okay, how much? Oh, okay.
The average, why is that in ounces? The average potato weighs 140 to 280 grams. So let's take the middle of that, which is say 210.
Yeah.
I'm going to use 200 because it's an easier number. And we need to reach. Oh, it depends on body weight. Let's take an average American person because they're dealing with Americans here. Average American man weight. American. This is going to be higher than anywhere else in the world. So, we'll have to bear that in mind. Can I have it in kilograms, please? Average
I love that you're,
male
like,
weight.
Talking to you. Also, not true, says Champ.
No, not true.
A
Not
lie.
no,
Lie.
it's
You're
not
just
the
being
highest. It's I'm just being
rude.
rude for no reason. No, sorry, you're right. It's not the highest. It's third. So behind Tonga and the Czech Republic. So the average male weight is 90.6. I say that like it's that it's the UK is doing much better. Where's the UK? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th, based on when this was taken. Anyway, we'll take it as 90. Why am I even doing this? Fuck
Why
this,
are
I
you
don't care
doing?
anymore. I don't care enough. I don't care enough to know how many potatoes you need to eat to reach the fatal dose of solanine or whatever the fuck it's
I'm
called.
currently looking at Google Maps trying to find the place I was talking about. But I've like barely been paying attention. I think the place I was talking about, Gigi, is in the Kyoto Peter podcast.
Yes, Gigi, you were pretty much spot on because this is apparently 199.7 pounds. So you're like 0.3 out. I need to weigh myself after this. I'm worried that I'm
see it
approaching the
on
average
Google
male
Maps.
weight of the UK. I need to sort
So
that out.
honestly, at this point, I have no. I don't remember its name. It was like a really simple name. A one-word name. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. Anyway. There's also, if you want to get just fucking crunk on maybe, possibly.
Jeez, Tonga
was
is
like a
so far ahead in this
gay
average. Sorry, I'm just looking at
photographer.
average weight shit now. So second is
that
Czech
could be
Republic at
GG.
92.1. In first place is Tonga with 99.4. A full, what's that? 7 kilograms ahead. And then it's like 2 kilograms to US, 3 to Australia, another 3 to Canada, and then you're pretty much locked on at 84 for the next few people from Qatar,
And also,
Serbia.
champ, like things, it's in like you say, taller people way more, but also like BMI is bullshit. So all of that shit is just stupid anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's all just like fat phobia in them, basically. All of that is just.
You're either healthy or you're not.
Anyway, on I think it's on the Roomplatz. There's this, I don't remember what it's called, but there's like a cocktail bar that you can go to, and it's quite cheap, I think. You do it with like well, I don't know. That's like if you go with a group, you can get like a bunch of cocktails. I've not been there, but I've heard people talk about it. I think maybe you know. Otherwise, just like going into Antwerp is gonna be expensive, you know. I'm now just giving GG dating advice. Just want to go for drink. I don't know. See what they suggest, I guess. Have a little chat with them. There's a bunch of like just cafes you can go to. Might be it. Might be the one. I feel like you know Antwerp better anyway. I'm assuming you meant like in stats as like around. Anyway, sorry, I'm distracted being on Google Maps while we should be doing science.
I'm just looking into Tonga right now. Like
Tonga. Show it on your screen.
Well, no, because like it's not something I should really show on screen. I'm just like looking at why are Tongan people so heavy?
Maybe they're just like really, really fucking ripped. His
I mean,
muscles are very heavy as well.
I mean, at the moment, it's showing me images of the massive rugby players they've got, which is fair enough because like aren't they like really good at rugby?
There's like 10 people on there as well, right? It's like a really tiny island,
Tonga?
isn't it?
No, there's more than 10 people in Tonga.
Well,
have a rugby
you know,
team.
but it's like, sorry, I don't know how many people are in a rugby team. There's that many people.
There's like 15 in a starting team, I think. So it's like that's how we. What is the population of Tonga? Tonga population is 105,000.
GG, I'm sure you'll be fine. Just I don't know. I'm assuming you've been talking to her already, and if you're if he's like, yeah, let's go on a date, I'm sure it's not too bad. You'll be all right. You'll be all right, best. You'll be all right. Use all your cool information that you learn from these very cool streams to talk to these people. And I'm sure they'll be really impressed. Get a fidget spinner out and show them that if you push on one side, it turns in the other direction. I'm sure they'll be impressed by that.
Okay, I found the answer from a BBC News article entitled "How Mutton Flaps Are Killing Tonga." So it's mutton flaps. That's what it is. mutton flaps.
Right, we're only reading the title. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next question because that's the wrong one.
Yeah, we kind of
go straight
moved on
view.
to other random shit there.
We're just doing random shit. That's not useful random shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit, our revoir's here. Hello, revoir.
Au revoir.
Love our revoir.
Yeah. We're all chilling. We're doing science, having a great time.
So
Well, I say we're doing science. We kind of
Mars.
sidetracked.
This
a
was
little
an
bit.
interesting one, I think.
Now we're doing
Yes.
science.
You've been doing science all day. What do you mean?
Now we're doing.
Oh,
more
okay. This is not the
science.
one I'm thinking. Maybe we've already answered the one. I don't remember. Why haven't we sent a rover to the Valles Marineris Giant Canyon on Mars? Really be an interesting place to explore. You know?
Read the rest of it. I'm doing some shit.
Also, why is the northern half of Mars so flat and lacking craters compared to the southern half? How hilly mountainous is Mars compared to Earth? Mars is actually, if I remember correctly, because Mars has like was it Mars that had the biggest mountain in the solar system?
Oh, it had something.
Because like I know Mars has like really big mountains and really big cliffs, but I think hilliness, it's still quite flat. Olympus Mons, yeah, it's on Mars, right? I feel like on like actual average hilliness, it's not that bad. I don't think the northern part is that flat. I think that's just okay. What are you saying? I think Gigi's making a joke, but I'm too stupid to understand, so I
That can happen.
get it. Don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. How hilly is Mars?
Exploration. Sorry, trying to find out why they haven't explored something is kind of tough. I feel like they must have done something with it, right?
I feel like I was thinking you were saying something like that. Is it a northern accent, by the way, the accent I was doing before? I was talking about this yesterday. I can do like some random accents. I never know what accents I'm doing. Do an accent, you know? Do say something and hope it works.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mars has the
I
highest
have a
mountains.
few that I can do reliably.
Yeah, like what was the one Boba made you do the other day?
Country American. That one I know I can do. Because well, it's an easy one. And like, but
Sure.
there's others that are just unreliable and will come out in whatever. Scouse is quite an easy one to do.
What's Scouse sound like?
Oh fuck! Now I'm on the spot because I said it's easy.
You said it was easy. Come on now.
Fuck.
I need to change the topic. You have until I've changed the topic to do a Scouse accent. The topic has been changed. Go.
How's it going down there? That's not right. Is that right? Yeah, that was right. That was right. How's it going? No, that's Irish now. It's very similar
You're
to
from
Irish.
Ireland.
It's
I'm
very
Scouse
similar to
actually.
Irish.
I have you know. I'm from wherever the fuck Scouse people are. Where is Scouse? That's like, what does that mean?
It's people from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
They just have a bit of a
I'm
kind
from
of edgy
Liverpool.
accent. They sound a bit
Edgy.
like, yeah. Well, like
Boof
there's an
is
edge in
from
their voice.
Yorkshire, right?
Like it
So
constantly
that's not
goes into like an
Scouse.
almost like.
Or is that the same?
Sound.
Is Yorkshire
Scouse has
Scouse?
that.
Is Boof Scouse? Can you confirm or deny? Is Boof Scouse?
They're not Scouse.
Camp, you've been lied to. Or you're lying to us. I can't believe you would do this.
They're like Yorkshire.
Is there actually a pool of livers in Liverpool? These are the questions we need answered.
Not to my
Very-
knowledge.
Question. Okay. Have we figured out why we haven't sent a rover to the Valles Marineris yet?
No.
Because honestly, at this point, I feel like it's just we can't afford to send rovers to Mars that often, so we're just kind of landing them in big areas. I guess we can move around in. or like interesting areas, I guess. Because how many rovers have we sent to Mars? Not that many.
No, I
How
want to say
many
like 2.
rovers on Mars? We have 5 robotic vehicles to Mars,
Mm.
according to NASA. Names of the 5 rovers are Sojourner, Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance. There we go.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would
That's
suspect
a good
that,
question.
yeah, if I had to suspect, I would say that when you're exploring a distant planet, I suppose what you want to look at is large common areas. And this is kind of an exceptional area of Mars, which,
It's
while
interesting too,
interesting,
probably.
yeah,
But
which
yeah,
is while
at this point, we're
interesting,
just
it's
trying to
also
get like
exceptional.
ground samples and like see what, you know, those kind of things, right? We want soil samples, we want that kind of stuff. So while this canyon is cool, and we've definitely looked at it a bunch from with like satellites and stuff, like driving around on it is not super useful, I guess, for us. Also, probably a canyon might be a problem for a rover because um I don't know how dark it is in a canyon. If there's like they're in a canyon, maybe there's like less because they run on solar power, right? So if they don't get to have solar power, it's a problem. And yeah, there might be just some technical issues on how to get the rover in it, how to get the rover move around there and stuff. So I'm assuming there's just it's just harder to get there, and the places we've been are the easiest spots to land on. Probably.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
solar panel one's pretty big as well, actually. Because like,
Why is
yeah,
the
you
northern
could
half
do a
of
bit of
Mars so
radioactive stuff.
flat? Is probably just because of the like generally asteroids go in one direction into it. So if they hit one, they usually hit one side of it more. So I guess that's why the northern half is like out of asteroid hit reach less. If you look at the moon, it's the same, right? The moon is very,
Yeah, but
very
that's not
asteroid on one side.
north-south split, is it? That's a kind of like
Yeah, I don't know
split
how that is,
via
but that
vertically.
just depend. It just depends on which way the angled, really, because it's not about north and south. It's about which way the planet is angled in space as opposed to where the asteroids fly, right?
Yeah,
You know
but
more about
yeah,
this.
but Mars is angled like up down. North is up in the solar system. South is down in the solar system. North for Mars is north for the sun, if that makes sense.
Look at it. You're literally in space box. You can look at Mars. Go look at
Yeah,
Mars.
I actually am at Mars. Hello, it's Mars.
It's just dark. Look at the cool side of Mars. Look at the
Okay,
visible
fine. We
side
can
of
make
it.
it spin. Hang on. Let me just. Oh, I've turned the exposure up. Oh, that's not the right one.
But yeah, I'm assuming it's just because of the way asteroids somehow the path that Mars takes. Um, I guess the bottom side of it is just easier to hit.
Because you can see it here in this image. So at the bottom of it here, you can see these crater situation down here.
Yeah.
Whereas if I go up, oh look, there's nothing here, effectively, and that
Very nice.
doesn't really make sense because, like, you would expect maybe. So the moon is an exceptional example in that its face is always
Yeah, the moon
facing.
is
So
always
the moon
facing
is
the Earth.
locked. It's tidally locked with Earth. That's what the word is. So one face is always facing Earth, and its backside, which is looking away from Earth, gets hit by all the asteroids because they're coming towards it like that. And then, so first off, if Mars was tidally locked, you would expect the dark side of it to be covered in craters and the light side of it to not, because they're all coming in towards the sun. Although that's not technically true for a thing on its own, but it would be more common because asteroids tend to come on that side. The thing is, it could be hit on its sun-facing side because of things that kind of loop around the sun and then come back. But having a bunch of impacts on the south rather than the north doesn't really make any sense at the moment. I'm just wondering if it's because of the things orbiting it. Like, they are kind of going elliptical rather than just straight round it. So perhaps they are blocking off the north side? Because looking at
It's
how they're actually going
This was
round.
just how Mars was when its tectonic plates fused. Champ. I'm in
Yeah, but
geological history when the
these are
Pangea was at fault.
impacts. These are impacts, not.
Yeah, to be fair, that doesn't matter because, first of all, Mars doesn't have any oceans anymore. They're all dried up. So, like,
Yeah.
even in the places in the oceans, those craters would have been there, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So what I'm looking at here, so we can see these things orbiting around, and I've got a kind of north-south angle on Mars. We can see that by the line down the middle. So the two moons it's got going round go elliptical. So they're on the north side when they're facing away from the sun, and on the south side when they're facing towards the sun. So what I'm wondering is if they are blocking more impacts to the north than they are to the south, which is why it would have impacts to the south and not the north. And now, having looked at it like that, let's look at it in actual research.
Yeah. Talk about that in a second. Actually. Interesting about that.
Now that we've hypothesized, Martian surface, can I search for like craters?
I'm assuming it does. Because why
It doesn't
not?
even
It's
mention
not Planet
craters.
Trust, so why would it not have a? Why would it not
History
have
of bombardment.
plates?
List of craters on Mars. Blah blah blah. In search of Mars and craters. Mars craters south. So it gives me all the coordinates on them, which is nice. These are just the largest ones, which, if we go by this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on the south side out of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so yeah, a fairly large number more. But what I'm not getting from this is why are they there?
Feel free to post it again.
The two hemispheres of Mars have distinctly different terrain. The planet's southern half is extremely ancient. What the fuck? Sorry, my music just crashed. The planet's southern half is extremely ancient, generally elevated and highly cratered. Like the lunar highlands, most of the craters in the southern landscape of Mars date back to an intense bombardment by meteorites early in its history, estimated about 3.9 billion years ago. The northern hemisphere, by contrast, consists mainly of younger, lower-lying flat plains that are predominantly of volcanic origin and have been greatly transformed over the eons. It is as if the two hemispheres somehow fused together to form the divided world. That's a nice sentence. The cratered scars of impacting meteors can be found all over Mars, but the craters are more densely concentrated in the southern hemisphere, where the terrain resembles the lunar highlands. The classic meteorites have gouged huge impact basins out of the Martian surface, throwing up mountains along their rims. The smooth floors of the biggest impact basins are light-colored, circular features that have been observed with ground-based telescopes. They retain their classical designations made more than a century ago, such as Argaea for the Silver Island at the mouth of the Ganges River, and Hellas, the Greek word for Greece. The giant Hellas Basin, some 2.3 million meters across, is covered with white frost in southern winter, forming a brilliant white disk seen from Earth. It's a good description of it, but that wasn't so much a why. It seems to be that the why is not that it got hit less, it's just that there was a lot more volcanic activity, conversely, in the north, which covered everything up and replaced it with newer material.
Okay, that checks out.
Yeah.
Bit boring, but that explains it.
Damn, I really liked the answer I came up with.
Your answer was an interesting answer for sure, but I think Champ did have an interesting, Champ did point out why that is kind of weird, because surely when Mars goes around the sun, when it's like winter time for Mars, they would be angled the other way around, right? Or do they spin with it? With Mars?
Ooh. No, I think Champ's right.
Because I think Champ is right. So it would just be the opposite side. So half of the year it would be blocking from one side, half the year it would be blocking from the other side.
Yeah.
That's why your theory wouldn't really work.
Yeah. Damn. Too
It was an interesting
isolated a
one.
view. Yeah.
Interesting. Champ is smarter.
This is
Also,
why you don't
that is a really
get.
interesting thing. I was looking up what Gigi was saying, and Gigi posted a question about this also. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but yeah, one of the old rovers that they put on Mars died because it's so dusty on there, and one of the the solar panels got covered with dust, so they couldn't charge
Yeah.
anymore. Apparently the new rovers run on RTGs, which is a radioisotope thermoelectric generator.
Yeah.
Basically, a mini like a radioactive thing in there that generates heat. And that heat, electricity, because of the Seebeck effect, which is a really interesting, really fun thing to talk about. So I'm excited for when we get to that question. That's cool.
Hang on.
That's a really interesting
scale on this. There we go. Let's go round to the other side of the sun and see what Mars's moons do. Give me a second. Take a while.
We can just see what happens.
And yeah, they're still facing the same way.
Yeah, that makes sense. How hilly is it compared to Earth, Mars? Do you know that?
No. I know that their canyon is like massive and shit, but like
yeah, the biggest mountain of the solar system, Mount Olympus Mons, even, is on Mars. Is the deepest trench in it on Mars as well? I don't know about that. Yeah, they will stay on the same rotational axis, right? Yeah. Champ is too smart. We need to have Champ on to teach us how to be smart. Then we can just write certainly accurate. Champ will be correct. It's also known to be the deepest, most gorge. You can probably hear this wheat, but chat can't.
Okay, brilliant.
Anyway, Fidget. It's loud because the ball bearings in it are a bit shit. They will happen at some point. I think the guest episodes are just next season, okay? Next season. We're at episode 20 now, so maybe it's time for next.
Maybe it is.
It has the largest mountain and the deepest gorge. So yeah, there you go. That's really cool, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say it's a lot of volcanic activity and plates and shit. The thing is, Mars is like very different, top and bottom. Because, like, as I was saying, the lava flows in the north.
This is the deepest one, actually, the one that he was talking about. What were you saying? Sorry.
Sorry, the northern situation is completely different to the southern because of the volcanic eruptions that have like replaced all the material up there. So the north is pretty flat. The south, though, I guess, is just more hilly than like most areas because it's been there so long. Like, I think if you left, so if you didn't have volcanic eruptions happening everywhere on Earth throughout its history, which you did, you would therefore not have areas replaced by things. So what you could end up with on Earth is, oh, hang on, here's a nice one. Wait, what is that? 20 times exaggeration using, okay, never mind that. 20 times exaggeration of the hills was kind of pointless. Although maybe, no, we can look at it. I'll get that up. Bam. So like, this is Mars's hill situation, exaggerated 20 times. They're all here. It looks horrifying, to be honest. Like, but these are 20
Yeah,
times
so this
bigger.
is very much exaggerated, but yeah, like this you can see where all the hills.
Yeah. So there are a couple in the north.
That's cool.
Then again, they may not actually be in the north because obviously now I can make it look like those are in the north, which is a problem
Yeah.
with this. I don't know where like the actual
don't know
north
where
pole
north
of Mars
is.
is. I presume it's around
Probably
like
the flat side.
yeah. So there's
Yeah,
this
that's
flat
cool, though.
side, and then there's a not flat side.
Not a flat side. That's cool though. But yeah, you have really big mountain, really deep trench.
Yeah.
Do you have? Can you find that for Earth, so we can compare them?
Maybe. Let's have a look. Oh. Earth.
They're like big mountains.
I can.
Should you go to Mars?
Indeed.
Yes. Probably. The biggest mountain in the solar system is on Mars.
Right. Is that exaggerated? Is the question. Greatly exaggerated. It doesn't tell me how much it's exaggerated, but it should at least give us an idea. So this is Earth. Let's try and find a region that we recognize. So this is Africa.
Just as greatly exaggerated or not?
Pass. It doesn't say. I would presume so. Okay, the Earth is currently upside down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can compare this to the old one. You know. Oh yeah.
Oh, so I'm having the trouble here that like this is an actual size Earth. So things are like really difficult to find because obviously on maps they look completely different. Like, is this Europe? No, that's Australia. No, this is Australia.
Is it? Oh shit!
Europe
might be right. Is that? No.
This is.
No. I think that was.
Hang on. Where have I gone now?
I think that was.
This is Africa again. No, that's South America.
That's South America.
That's North
I think what you were looking
America.
at, what you thought was Australia, was Africa.
This is Africa, which means Europe's here. This tiny bit here is Europe.
Yeah, that's Africa, and then that little. Yeah, Europe is small. Do you not know Europe was a small?
No, yeah,
part?
it's just like really hard to see it on a map. And
well, you're pointing at the ocean right now, but
sure, fine.
Yeah,
well,
whatever.
Europe's around here ish. And then this is
there is delay, so yeah. But what we're looking at right now is like, well, now we're going to now we're back at
just hovering over Italy.
Wheat has a bit delay because I'm literally just showing Wheat stream. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, Europe's around here, and Britain is like completely invisible. But yeah, you can see on this like there's nothing like where's.
As you can see, there's no big peaks and stuff like you have on Mars. So compared to Earth, Earth is flat compared to Mars.
Yeah.
But also,
Earth is bigger.
Earth has more. I don't know. It's really interesting though, because Mars has really big flat plains, but then like really big mountains as well. Whereas Earth has like big plates of like elevation, which Mars seems to have less.
Mars is like half.
Mars seems to have less continenty.
Oh, third size, I think. I think Mars is like.
Mars also, yeah. I mean, Mars is just small compared.
But like proportionally, how big are these hills? If I try and get the scale right, like what's that? That's probably about the size difference between.
This is the size of Mars versus. Flattest planet in the solar system is Uranus. Nice. Wouldn't Earth be smoother? Yeah, Earth is very smooth actually, right? As a planet.
Generally, the bigger the planet, the smoother it will be because there's more gravity pulling everything in to make it flatter.
That's true.
They say that neutron stars are the flattest things in the universe, and they are
because they spin so hard that they're pulling everything so tightly in a ball, right?
The weight of them.
Is it just the weight? Is it not the spin? Does that not have anything to do with it?
If anything, the spin makes it less flat because it's.
Yeah, I guess that would make it oblong.
But yeah, it's just weight, just pulling everything in because like you crushing effectively the mountains under their own weight because obviously with more gravity they weigh more, so they can't hold themselves up as much. So the bigger the planet, the less mountainous the surface would be. In general, like obviously you've got tectonics having an effect, but in general it'd be like that. Like Kurzgesagt did a video on turning the planet into gold, as a kind of like jokey video about Midas touch and whatever. Where like if you just turned all the planet into gold, the mountains, if you just left them as they were, wouldn't be able to hold themselves up because gold isn't strong enough to do so. They just melt down, effectively. But yeah,
Yeah.
generally, the bigger, the more ball-shaped something is. The smaller, the more the deformities stick out, and yeah. So there you go. Why they're on the south? Because the north got covered up with lava. So,
Does Mars have tectonic plates?
yeah,
Still?
judging by, 'cause, like, you can see kind of like all these big ones. These all form on a line. This one's nearby, so like you could safely say that those mountains there all formed from
Yeah.
some.
So there's two plates crashing there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, but they're not active anymore because Mars has solidified.
Has it? Okay. So there's no liquid core in Mars anymore.
No, which is why it's lost its magnetic field and therefore any trace
Its
of
atmosphere. I see. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. There you go. Today we learned. I learned anyway. Champ knew this. A champ knows everything. Cool. We learned a lot about Mars. Really interesting. We've had some really good questions. Right?
Yeah.
Very fun. And very good. Very good. You know basically. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ooh, this is a chef question, I think, but it's also not a chef question because I'm pretty sure this is a what if question?
Mm.
Big jump. Yeah, there you go. This one's fun. What would happen if everyone in the world got together in one place and all jumped at the same time? So imagine we're on Earth. A green ball. It's blue. And everyone got together and got to one side of Earth. We packed all the humans into one square. How much space do we need to put all the humans down? First of all,
I think at this point we're going to assume that a human takes up a single point. We're not going to spread it out. Okay, we can work under some certain lovely physics.
well, yeah, but I just want to know generally, like if we grab all the humans in the entire world, how big of a space do we need to put them next to each other?
Let's find out. Average radius of human. Not
There's an
head, just
XQCD about it. Yeah. XKCD?
what's
Confused.
this
Yeah,
about?
I think because this book is by the same guy who does XKCD, right? I think. Randall Monroe. I literally have the book next to me. That time. There's this one. There's this book. XQC is the streamer. Yeah, that's the one. Let's see if I can find the jumping one. It's really interesting. I've still not read it fully, so I don't know how many of these questions that yeah, literally what if. What if 2 coming out soonish? Pog. It's
Okay.
literally this book that this is referring to. Here you go. That was literally why I asked it, because I know he talks about it.
Billion is a big number, and then mass of Earth is
Let's see if I
that
can find it in the.
a direction is that divided by 6 times 10 to 20.
There's a lot of these. Am I blind? I swear I've read this.
Hang on, that doesn't, no, hang on, get rid of that. 24.
It should be quite early.
Fuck, that's the wrong E.
Everybody jump. There it is. 43. No, it's good because this book is incredibly fun to read and like actually well researched and stuff when he talks about these. This crowd takes up an area the size of Rhode Island, but there's no reason to use the vague phrase "an area the size of Rhode Island." Their scenario, we can be specific. They're actually in Rhode Island. It says, here you go. Which is the sentence that is on the screen. I have it right here. What if? Which is so that this article is literally just this article. I haven't just to tell you that this is real, the real book. Jeff, go to question, Joe.
Okay.
Anyway,
Everyone on Earth jumped on the same point at the same time, assuming an average jump force of 1,200 newtons.
yeah.
You would apply an acceleration to Earth of 0.0000000000014 meters per second squared.
Perfect. So basically, nothing would happen.
Yes. Assuming a planet population of
Just
7
to like because like one newton of force is about the force you need to lift 1 kilogram
Is
of
it 1
something,
meter?
like 1 meter or something, right? Is that how it goes? I think maybe is it
No,
even a kilogram?
That seems too little. Newton force.
Yeah. Honestly, Chef, there's a bunch of these that I haven't read. It's just the two that you've used were ones that I have read. Would be enough energy to create a small earthquake? Probably not.
Newton is the force required to accelerate 1 kilogram 1 meter per second.
Yeah, accelerate. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so
basically,
not move it that far. It's entirely different.
when you do the first jump, it does almost nothing. When you land back down,
it does the same.
It does also again nothing.
Yeah.
It would be loud though.
It do be loud.
What this says.
Yeah.
Light pulse of pressure spreads through the North American continental crust and dissipates with little effect. Sound of all those feet hitting the ground creates a loud, drawn-out roar, which lasts many seconds. Eventually, the air grows quiet. Seconds pass. Everyone looks around. Why did we do that? This Rhode Island? There are a lot of uncomfortable glances. Someone coughs. I should get back to Dublin. Someone's speaking Arabic, I think. I know. A cell phone comes out of her pocket. Within seconds, the rest of the world's 5 billion phones follow. All of them, even those compatible with the region's towers, are displaying some version of no signal. The cell networks have all collapsed under the unprecedented load. Outside Rhode Island, abandoned machinery begins grinding to a halt. Basically, because everyone suddenly tries to connect to all the cell towers close by, everything gets fucked. Airport in Rhode Island handles a few thousand passengers a day, assuming they got things organized. They could run at 500% capacity for years without making a dent in the crowd. So it'll take a long time for that crowd to get away. The addition of all the nearby airports doesn't change the equation much, nor does the region's light rail system. Crowds climb on board container ships in the deepwater port of Providence, but stocking sufficient food and water for a long sea voyage proves a challenge. Rhode Island's 500,000 cars are commandeered. Moments later, these areas become the sites of the largest traffic jams in the history of the planet. Most of the cars are engulfed by the crowds, but a lucky few get out and begin wandering the abandoned road network. They'll make it past New York or Boston before running out of fuel. Since the electricity is probably not on at this point, rather than find a working gas pump, it's easier to just abandon the car and steal a new one. Who can stop you? All the cops are in Rhode Island. True. The edge of the crowd spreads outwards into southern Massachusetts and Connecticut, and two people who meet are unlikely to have a language in common, and almost nobody knows the area. State becomes a patchwork chaos of coalescing and collapsing social hierarchies. Violence is common. Everybody is hungry and thirsty. Grocery stores are emptied. Fresh water is hard to come by, and there's no efficient system for distributing it. Within weeks, Rhode Island is a graveyard of billions. The survivors spread out across the face of the world and struggle to rebuild a new civilization atop the pristine ruins of the old. Our species staggers on, but our population has been greatly reduced. Earth's orbit is completely unaffected. It spins along exactly as it did before our species-wide jump. But at least now we know. They're really good. They're really good. This is specifically What If as well. I think this is one of the ones he posted on XKCD, so that to show his book. But all of these are really good. They're really fun. I keep saying this every time we talk about this book. It's a really good book, and I want to read more, but I just never read.
Yeah,
I always forget to read.
To make a dent, the population would have to jump roughly 1,000 billion times at the same time.
Okay, so we need 1,000 billion times the size of population jump at one time to actually
that's
make
to
a
reach 1 meter per second of acceleration.
dent. To impact one Newton of force onto the Earth. Yeah, there you go.
No, that's not the right way of saying it, but I know what you mean. It's like to get
Fuck you.
to get 1 meter per second acceleration, or you just need 1,000 billion times the population, or
fall from higher up.
jump 1,000 billion times more high.
Yeah,
It's like,
Ooh.
But then if you jump that much higher, you wouldn't come back down, so you'd have to actually double that again, because I'm including the force of landing in the acceleration. So it would be 2,000 billion times higher.
There you
go. I was assuming a jump height of 0.3 meters, so which was apparently the average.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what he has
would
one.
make negligible difference. So how much higher is that? So up to 0.6, and then times that by 1,000 billion. You would be instantly crushed by the force of your own jump compressing your body. Ooh. Oh, shit! There's me talking in my music that I didn't cut out.
No! Illegal talking in the music.
Someone's in for a terrible shock when they get onto the chill music from Stew Boy video.
Fucking Stew Boy.
Fucking Stew Boy.
Fucking Stew. Every single time.
Anyway, you would be jumping roughly 600 billion meters into the air.
Wait, one of your blue borders isn't blue.
What?
What have you done? Your stream. One of your blue borders isn't blue. How far would 2,000 billion times higher be?
Well, I just worked that out. I corrected it also for the fact that you're not coming back down. So it was
see.
It was, what was it? It was 600 million. No, 600 billion meters. If someone wants
how much is that in light years?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It is crazy, champ. It's crazy how little of an impact we have
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
physically,
9,
but also just by pollution and stuff, we fucking destroy it. But then again, on the larger scale, it only has an impact on biodiversity and on the
It's 6 light years.
I mean, that's still a lot. 6 light years is a long time.
Yeah, I think you're reaching Sirius at that point.
That's
But
like
no, this is how high you would need to jump in in an instant, effectively.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
how
The-
far you need to fall to have an impact on it, right? Or is that how high you need to jump in one go for Earth to move
well,
without
both,
landing?
I suppose.
I guess either, yeah.
Yeah. Like at this point, you're traveling faster than the speed of light. So, so it's like
Yeah,
because
Sirius is about
um,
8.6 light years away, by the way. So we're not quite at Sirius, but
no, because
we're
the
close.
calculation I used was just saying. I mean, it wasn't a very exact one. It was just okay. 1,200 newtons is propelling you up 0.3 meters. How many meters is the force that you require to actually make it move? How does that, assuming a linear
We'd reach
relationship,
Alpha
work
Centauri,
into that?
which is only about 4.3 light years away from Earth.
Yeah. Because effectively, it's not that you would need to move that much further away. It's that you would. Did I just speak again? Fuck's sake! It's that you would need to accelerate away at 600
Yeah.
billion times more speed than you were before. So you would effectively reach the speed that I said you have. But you would do that over like the time it takes your feet to leave the ground. So so yeah, you're going pretty quick. Well over the speed of light, like impossibly fast. Like, you've gone 6 light years in an instant, effectively.
Yeah, there you go.
But hey, that was just a nice bit of fun.
Actually, seen a bit. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's impossible, but so yeah, this is like Champ says, the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs didn't change Earth's orbit. So, as a species living on Earth, we would have a lot of trouble trying to do. Like, we'd struggle quite hard trying to have any impact at all.
Yeah. I also get the feeling that something jumping away at the speed of light in an instant would do substantial damage to the part of Earth it was on.
It would do way more with just like the
one person
breaking the sound barrier and like the pressure waves that it sends out than the force you exert by jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. It's a really interesting question. The book, What If, very, very good book. Every time Chef does one of these and I recognize it, I will point it out. Good book. It's a thing. XKCD, very fun if you're a nerd.
You probably would create a black hole, to be honest, as all of your lower body smushes into the upper part of your body at impossible speed.
True.
And then you'd explode because you'd be a very small black hole. Well, you'd be a few black holes, I imagine, because you're quite wide.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able
and
to.
You would instantly explode and possibly destroy a lot because you've suddenly become E equals MC squared.
You become E equal. You become that equation.
Yeah. Yeah. You V equals MC squared yourself, you prick.
You fucking prick. Keep it coming with the good questions. These are really interesting.
Oh, I can't throw things in this, I'm afraid, Chef. That's Universe Sandbox where you get that power. This is just an exploration tool rather than a
Yeah, we're not
fuck around tool.
We don't. All we do is look at things. We don't fuck around with things.
Yeah, I could get that and fuck around with things, but also I'm not prepared to do so quite now. I have to buy it first. I do actually have Universe Sandbox, the original, but it doesn't have that feature. Well, it does actually. I could do it, I suppose.
Okay.
But I'd have to figure out the control.
Weed's been lying to us this whole time, Chef. Sorry to say.
True.
Sorry to say, Weed's been lying to us this time. We're talking about energy.
Look, I just need something pretty in the background. I wasn't gonna.
As Champ is talking about energy, it's a perfect thing. Energy.
Mm-hmm.
If potential energy corresponds to kinetic energy, is there an equivalent to potential energy in relation to other forms of energy? like the potential to heat up or the potential to glow. Does dark energy and or anti-energy have come in the same form as normal energy? Also, this is a bit ridiculous, and this is a Google search, and it is just what are the 7 major forms of energy? What are 5 forms of energy? 13 forms of energy? Just a bunch of different ones. And I think the answer to this, I think this is right, is just there is 2 types of energy, but asterisk. You have kinetic energy, and you have potential energy. And if your kinetic energy goes up, potential energy goes down. And potential energy generally, like I don't know if this is true, but this is how I might be something else I'm not thinking. But like most other kinds of energies you're thinking of are potential energies. I guess what is heat like? How does heat work?
Interestingly, I've googled what Chef did, and the answer under the what are the 7 types of energy lists 9 of them. So that's cool.
Incredible.
Uh,
Yeah, heat is
the one-
thermal energy, but is that a potential energy? Or is that like a separate one? Can't tell. My brain doesn't, I don't remember if,
I mean,
like how,
thermal
because how I
energy is thermal
remember
energy.
learning about energy, that you have kinetic energy, you have potential energy, but I think thermal energy is a separate one. Yeah. Which, all of these, like, you can change into each other. Right? You can transfer them into each other. Because the total yeah, I guess thermal energy, well, temperature is a way to measure the kinetic energy, right? So I guess at the end of the day it is kinetic energy.
Yeah, it can vary. Like what the like potential energy is energy that is just not doing anything yet. Like you need it to
Yeah.
balance
Just generally
energy.
potential energy is like going onto a mountain, like the higher onto the mountain you are, the stronger, like the higher you are, the more like gravitational potential energy you have that can pull you down. So your potential energy goes up while you're here. Now while you go down here, your potential energy is lower, but your kinetic. I need to use bright color.
Yeah.
On the
Rather
mountain.
more accurate to say that as you go up, you are using kinetic energy and converting it into potential energy on your way up. And then on the way
Yeah.
down, it does the opposite.
On the way down, it moves. So by pulling you down, it's changing that kinetic energy into potential energy. Sorry, the other way around. It's changing that potential energy into kinetic energy by down.
Yeah. And
But
potential
then you
energy isn't
have
just
a bunch of
limited to
potential
stuff
energy.
like that.
Yeah.
Because you can have
They're
chemical
stored.
potential. You've got electrical potential. You've got
Yeah, like Champ says, they're
not
stored
all of
into
them have potential.
fundamental
But,
force fields.
yeah.
Which is not a force field like a, oh, I have a force field in front of me, you can't pass through it. It's a field, which is a mathematical object that shows you how the way the forces flow, I guess. Right? So you'll have like a potential, you'll have like example, like an electrical field is a force field, right? Let's say an electrical circuit goes like that, and then you have like whatever you have like an electrical field in it, and this force field means that there's a potential energy there, and the I'm explaining this in a terrible way, by the way, but so there's this energy here, potential energy field, and in that field the particles, the charged particles, will move. They will have this force on them, which is then changed into kinetic energy. Chemical and tensile energy is stored in electromagnetic fields of the chemicals in the bonds. Oh, interesting. So those are also electromagnetic fields. Yeah. A field is basically just you have so you have a space. So you have this area, and in this field, if you would move around in that field, every point in this field has a little arrow, little vector connected to it. Sometimes it's very tall, sometimes it's very small, and sometimes it gets larger, and larger. And then if you move your little point, if I move my little point around, my point is here, then it's gonna have quite a stronger force. If I move it over here, it's gonna have a weaker force pulling on it that way. And those fields are like not fields, like all these potential energy fields are just a bunch of fields with arrows. That's how we mathematically look at them, right? A field is where I go to dance amongst the flowers. True. But yeah. I think the basic idea is you have potential energy, which is energy that exists but not used, I guess. And then you have kinetic energy, which is something is moving right now. Because the way you calculate kinetic energy is half mv squared, right?
Yep.
So there is motion. Something is in motion, something's moving, it has a speed. If something doesn't have any speed, there is no kinetic energy. And then there's the potential energy in a lot of this is your equation of energy. You have the kinetic energy, it's potential, like a potential energy, which is just like it could be anything about it, and that is its total energy. Right? Of anything. Wheat seems very confused.
Sorry, I was just I was letting you handle that one.
It's just you were using your research face again.
No, that was not research at all. That was zoned out completely.
Yeah, that was dissociate phase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's interesting. Champ can tell you a bunch about math fields and stuff if you want to, I guess. Maybe I really want to get Champ on now so Champ can like explain me math that I've like seen once and forgotten about again, because Champ is way better at remembering those things, it seems like, than I am. It's very interesting though, and it's cool, and you see energy fields everywhere, force fields.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chef is in the same trance.
Yeah. So yes, there are potential energy correspondents to other energy types.
Yeah, basically
not all of them, but
most of them are potential energy, but then within potential energy you have specific things like heat energy. Well, like, depending, I don't know what kind of energy. Maybe the heat energy is kinetic, whatever. But like gravitational potential energy, chemical potential energy, which is like food that you need to break down and then change into, like, from food you get energy, like sugars and stuff.
Yeah.
Others that I can't think of right now. Electrical potential energy.
Like you can say for chemical
magnetic potential energy, which is linked to electrical. The fields are.
Yeah, you can link things together. Chemical and heat, I think, you are related by like just when you burn shit.
Chemical, yeah, I guess. But yeah, so heat energy, I guess, like on a small scale, it just means things are moving very fast compared to things that are, when it's colder, they're moving less. So in that way, it is a kinetic energy. Yeah, and then those force fields is where potential energy is stored, because every potential energy has a field that we mathematically look at it, and that tells you how it works.
Yeah,
of course, radiates radioactive GAs, so you could say that has radioactive potential energy. Yeah, exactly. Radioactive potential energy is a thing. I'm pretty sure that is a thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, GG, things like that. Yeah, there you go. So it's not like does this have a correspond. It's just all potential energy and all kinetic energy have, in total, they form all energy, right? So, and if some of the potential energy is turned into, like, if some potential energy is removed, then there has to be more kinetic energy, right? Because of the laws of thermodynamics, the total energy in the world is a constant, always the same, right? So you can't destroy energy, you can't create energy, you can only convert energy. Doesn't everything turn to thermal at the end? Yeah, yes, because it's like that's an idea. Like heat death of the universe, right? Is when everything moves so far away from each other, that everything just moving at the. Wait, no, that's not turning into heat. That's the other way
Not
around.
energy. This is just entropy. Entropy is not energy. But like, yeah, heat death is not really a kind of like transition of energy in any way. It's because at that point everything's become so separated that it's just nothing. Everything is
Well,
either
I guess
stored as everything's kind of stored as potential energy, but unable to be released at that point. If that
yeah,
makes
I
sense.
think that is entropy. Entropy, no, yes and no, champ. Entropy is not energy. Entropy is God. Entropy is a really hard concept to explain.
Yeah, fortunately, it's not part of this question.
But entropy, because entropy is the total energy of a chemical reaction or something is the entropy plus the enthalpy is, and then in a long time. Measure of how much usable energy there is. Yeah, thing is, you can't just entropy isn't a concept that you can actually measure. You can measure a change of entropy, but like an actual like entropy isn't a thing. It's really weird. It's more of a thing like how much energy has changed over time, I guess, and a measure of statistical deviation. Yeah, you can. Yeah, Trump. Trump is saying it's very abstract. It's very hard to understand, but it's there. There. Let's not talk about entropy because that's just.
Yeah,
We spoke about entropy before. We can come back to it.
yeah.
How are you feeling?
Well, the second part of the question, does dark energy or
Wait, there's
anti-energy
more.
do shit? There's more.
Oh
There's
yeah, I forgot
more.
about that. Well, it
Didn't do
does.
that.
Yeah, you. This is your
It's a very
part of the
brief answer
question.
though.
Go
Dark
on.
energy, who fucking knows? Anti-energy, yeah, same forms. Like, there's nothing to suggest that, and so antimatter would not use a different kind of energy. It wouldn't use like anti-energy. It's the same energy. It just might react
You
in
have the
like
same
opposite ways.
forces. It's just a different matter.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
not
like
a. It's just made
so
of
like you could
different.
say that like for the anti version of a certain particle, you would get the negative amount of energy as you would normally, but that's because the charges have been inverted.
Yeah, it like the force would be. The direction of force would be changed.
Yeah, in some cases, like gravitational potential isn't going to change because mass is separate, but yeah, some of them would act in opposite ways because of charge changes, but not
Yeah.
many of them. Like effectively, there is no anti-energy. There's just negative energy, but that's not a change of the energy type. Dark energy probably does have dark potential energy, which is like we could look at that by like how, i.e., we could measure how the fact that the effect of dark energy seems to be increasing. So we could, if we knew what it was, we could maybe work out the potential part of it from that. But that's very unknown because we don't know what it is. So yeah, that's the answer to that.
Yeah. And to answer your question, enthalpy is Champ is correct. It is the internal heat, the sum of its internal in a dynamic system. And I know, yeah, you learn about Gibbs free energy and stuff because Gibbs free energy is the internal heat energy minus the temperature times the change. Well, the change in internal heat energy during the reaction minus the temperature, of it, I think, and then the change in entropy. It's there's also another formula for Gibbs free energy, I think, and that's how you can calculate like change in entropy and stuff. Anyway, here it relates to the constant energy density of the vacuum to dark energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of weird shit.
It's a lot of weird shit.
A lot of weird shit. A lot of weird shit we don't just like but also just science does not understand. Which doesn't help because it's kind of hard to explain something that not even the lead scientists on these things know. Kind of hard for us to explain that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do another question. We've got time for a question.
We got time. I'm not doing anything.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Vaguely.
Oh, there was a stupid bit at the end of the question.
Yeah, we did kind of like it's the various different types of energy. How many are there actually? It's like you spoke about that a bit.
A bunch.
Yeah, a bunch. Like yeah.
I don't know what.
Like it can depend. Like yeah. You went through a lot of so like if you just go through the answers to those questions, you'll see that even those are just the questions that people asked. The answers themselves aren't the same. Like I said, the one that asked for 7 got listed 9 in the answer. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. Wait, could dragons physically exist?
Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
Yes, you could have something that looked like a dragon. No, it wouldn't be able to fly if it looked like how they do in media because their wings are too small.
You answered that too honestly. You should have said something sarcastically, but because Wise then goes on to say, also fuck you, Wheat, because I imagine you will have answered that sarcastically. But you didn't. You were honest. As a follow-up, could one make a mechanical dragon?
Yeah.
Yes, but it wouldn't be able to fly, I guess, again.
Well, if you're making a mechanical one, you could make it fly. You could put propellers on it.
Well, yeah, but you want it to fly
with
the dragon wings, right? How big do the wings need to be for the dragon to fly?
I don't know, bigger.
Because like at the end of the day, if it's bird proportions.
Yeah, but birds are lightweight throughout their entire body and like specifically.
You don't know how heavy dragons are.
Yeah, but look at them. They've got legs and shit. Birds don't have those.
Yeah, birds famously don't have legs.
They've got stick legs. Look, that's a chunky leg.
Yeah, but maybe dragons have hollow bones like birds.
Still too much muscle. Like, if you want to remove their arms and shit, yeah, that's why I'm saying put fucking propellers on the dragon, on the metal dragon. Also, not necessarily made of metal. There are plenty of lightweight materials available that are strong.
True, we can have like some synthetics. That's true, actually. There's a bunch of like plastic kind of thing that we can make that would make it fly. Maybe some aluminum. Big and break their bones. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Dragons be too big.
Because originally, the idea of dragons comes from digging up old dinosaur bones, right?
Yeah.
And being like, this must be some big ass fucking dragon thing, and they don't really know it. It's hard to put it back. No. The dragons we got is with the pterosaurs. Yeah, if you have like a pterodactyl and stuff, but they have like little leggies. They have leggies and then that, right? Perfect drawing of one. They're basically just birds with like wings, but like scaly wings, right?
Yeah. Although they were probably feathered, actually, with what we know now.
True.
So they probably just look like big birds.
Yeah, if you look at this drawing, they're just big bird things. True, there are dragonflies. Dragons are real. Oh my god, look how big they are compared to this one. What the fuck? Maybe this is a baby.
No,
I don't know how accurate.
they were tiny done. Like that's probably the size of a chicken. That one.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you say that. This one is the size of a human.
Oh yeah, they're big. But like, I mean the thing it's holding in its mouth. Yeah, pterosaurs are big. Like.
Yeah, no, that
like,
thing holding in its mouth was like human size. That human was correct.
No.
I
think the human scale ones will be fine, but like those that are compared to like other dinosaurs are like, okay, how big's the other dinosaur? Like,
yeah,
pterosaurs are big fuckers.
It's crazy. I knew they were big, but holy shit. Even the flying ones were big. To be fair, we had like massive dragonflies back in those times as well, right? Massive kind of insect farm, right? Is that true? I feel like that's true.
Why not? Oh, we've got the same picture. That's good.
Oh. How do we know it could actually fly? We don't. We have no fucking clue. But why would it have these wingy things if it didn't? I guess the way their bone structure is made, we can compare it to what we have now, what we look at now, right? We can compare it to creatures we know now, and we can see that they wouldn't be able to walk very well or something, I guess. I assume that.
Yeah, I mean, like you can calculate as well based on wingspan, how much lift that would potentially generate, and the weight of estimate the weight of the thing based on the bone structure it's got and the expected muscles it would have around that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, in theory they have the proportions that would allow them to fly. But if you like look at them with wings extended, like there we go, that'll do as a picture. That's a good one. Hang on, that's fucked up. Like if you look at that and compare the body wingspan relation to anything you would ever see for a dragon, it's like, yeah,
I feel like I've seen ones.
But like this one's wingspan is like, I'm gonna say about 3 times its body length, and its body itself is skinny as fuck. Whereas a dragon is a buff fucker. Oops. Like there may be some good depictions of dragons that could fly, but
yeah,
the dragon concept itself, from like how it's portrayed,
this one's from Skyrim,
ain't doing shit.
or like Elder Scrolls. Here we go. Asian depictions of dragons would definitely not be able to fly because they didn't have wings. So
yeah,
it would definitely not be able to fly unless they had a jet in their ass.
Yeah, like that Skyrim dragon, that ain't flying anywhere.
Yeah, look at its tiny little stubby wings. Ain't big enough. I'm assuming this thing is the thing we're looking at, or something similar.
Yeah, it looks vaguely like it. Yeah.
Like, look how much more wingspan there is, whereas this dragon has like these tiny little wings, and they only start like halfway up the arm, you know?
Yeah, because like in books I've read where dragons are involved, they specifically say that, do you think dragons would be able to fly with the wings that they have? There's magic helping dragons fly. Dragons are magic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But these are D&D dragons. In fly, they create flame clouds which they can hold onto. Really? Oh, I didn't know that actually. Maybe they did fly by jet propulsion. Instead of grabbing onto the flame clouds, maybe they chat them out, and that was the way they flew. Yeah, these dragons, they have big wings, but not big enough to be good. Big enough to be good. Okay, damn it. No dragons. No, dragons would not be able to fly. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah,
We're
your
gonna see.
mechanical dragon wouldn't be able to fly either unless you gave it propellers.
Big ass wing. Or propellers.
Well, if you're making it to scale, propellers. If you're not making it
And
to
yeah,
scale,
having
you could give it
dragons
giant
breathe
wings.
fire, not realistic, because flamethrowers are kind of hard. Well, I say hard to make, but they're hard to make. Well, I guess first of all, you need something that is already on fire to make a flamethrower, right? Because the way we do flamethrowers
is
like
gas
we have a
gets
little
thrown out or gets hit by like a already lit flame in the way.
Yeah, you have a
and then
little
everything gets lit.
wake flame. That was called.
Yeah. So you need, if you're going to have an animal breathe fire,
A
it needs to be able
flame.
to make a spark.
And there's like a gas that is probably usually quite flammable. That makes the flame do spreads it out. So cause like in nature you do have things like skunks which do shoot like gas, right? So if a skunk like creature, something with like the gas, like the kind of spray that a skunk has, something like that could set it on itself on fire when it does that. Then that could create a fire. Like that's how I'd imagine dragons breathing fire, right? They'd have like a little flame in their throat somehow, and then they have like a gland that creates some burning thing, and they can like spray through that one little fire, and it goes. I think that's how they do it, but it would be like short bursts. An Azure Dragon power in One Piece, but it's technically a mythical version of the fish fruit. I don't know anything about One Piece. Thanks. Bombardier Beetle. Look it up. They just spray you with. I'm gonna show one of these beetles, but so if you're not into those kind of things, play now. Popping off. A bombardier beetle gives a researcher a blast of hot, noxious spray in a mechanism that has evolved to ward off predators. So basically poops out a big spark of kind of gassy, liquidy acid, which burns, but that's not fire burn, that's like dissolving your skin burn. So yeah, it's not a fire blast, it's an acid blast. Which, to be fair, in D&D, depending on the color of the dragon, they have different breath weapons. An acid blast is probably the most accurate one out of all of them. Frost blast and things like that might be a bit. What's happening to your camera? Okay.
I fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, this
What do you mean,
person is
what's
taking it like a
happening?
champ
I
to just
see.
like
Oh,
show
wow.
the thing. But yeah. It's interesting.
There you go. Go.
This is the
build
closest we have to a dragon. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other breath weapons? You have like necrotic breath weapons and like lightning and stuff, which is all very hard to do, I think. It's gonna be hard to angle that lightning towards where you're breathing. If you could create like, like some static charge or something in your mouth. That would just go through yourself probably. This is energy. Oh, it does raise the temperature. Okay. Resultant pressure buildup forces the entrance valves from the boiling foul-smelling liquid is expelled violently through an outlet valve with a loud pooping sound, popping sound. The beetle's glands store enough hydroquinone, I don't know.
Hydroquinone gin.
Yeah, and hydrogen peroxide to allow the beetle to release its boiling hot. Yeah, it's hot because of the reaction, I guess. Yeah. Fair enough. True, John.
Well done, that researcher.
Well done. Yeah, that's crazy though. That shit's crazy. Some crazy ass animals are out there with some crazy defense mechanisms like that. That's really cool. Dragons, sadly, do not exist. However, I wish they would. I wish they could exist. Generally, dragons are also like very smart creatures, right? In fantasy, so maybe there's some alien dragon, right? That will find Earth. They're big mechanical dragons because they modeled it after themselves.
Of course.
How it will work.
Yeah. Okay.
Extinct flying dinos and tiny boiling liquid spraying beetle.
Yeah. Combine them and you have potentially a dragon.
You have some sort of dragon kind of thing. How interesting. How interesting. Let's splice. True, let's just do a Jurassic Park and do that. Do you think, actually, because the atmosphere was completely different back in the, like, Jurassic era and Jurassic and all those eras. Do you think dinos would actually survive on Earth if they were alive now?
No.
Like, just from, like, let's say they have enough food and stuff, right?
Well, I don't actually know.
Have enough oxygen to breathe?
I would probably guess not. Like, I don't know how different the oxygen levels were. Oxygen levels over time.
Also, yeah, true, Chef. Potentially on different planets, those dragons could fly because there's different gravities and different wouldn't be able to grow as large. Yeah, but wouldn't, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so if we grow them as like from babies, they would just stop growing earlier. Yeah, on different planets, they have like a different gravity and different like gas densities and stuff. Maybe they'd be able to fly easier. Smaller ones. Make them do the fusion dance. True, they go. Wah! And how do you do a dragon do a fusion on a beetle? Like that's gonna be hard though. You'd have the dragon's little nails, and then the beetle with his little paws just like that. And the dragon would just be like that. That'd be funny.
Okay, I've done some checking. They would probably be fine, to be honest.
They'd probably be fine.
Yeah. At the beginning of the Triassic period, oxygen level fell as low as 12%. It's currently 20%. Of course, they're all pretty much dead at that point anyway. But so it was 35% for the Carboniferous period, 300 million years ago. So there were dinosaurs around then. But there were dinosaurs around Triassic, and it was pretty low then. They would just shrink, I guess, over time.
Dinosaurs are cold-blooded, I think. So given the size, I also see a possible challenge in heating their core. True! Assuming they are cold-blooded. Which, is that true?
What, that they're cold-blooded?
They're carboniferous. They're warm-blooded. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's assuming they are like lizards are now, but they're not. So... It's like they're more related to birds, right? Yeah. And birds are warm. I would assume dinosaurs were warm-blooded. I don't actually know. I'm just trusting Champ on this one. That's actually really interesting. I've never thought about that. Can we know that? Like looking at their bone structure, is that a way we can figure that out? Or how can we figure these things out? Actually, no. Birds are warm. Exactly. Have you ever hold a bird? Have you ever held a bird? They're warm. Go find your nearest bird and hug it right now. They are warm. Do not let them in. Go. Yale University. Were dinosaurs warm blooded? Their eggshell says yes. Dinosaur body temperature. They sit in an evolutionary point between birds and reptiles, which are cold blooded. All major groups of dinosaurs had warmer body temperatures than their environment. Okay, how did you figure this out? Tested eggshell fossils representing 3 major dinosaur groups, including one more closely related to bird and one distantly related. The process is called clumped isotope paleothermometry. Based on the fact, ordering of oxygen and carbon atoms in a fossil eggshell are determined by the temperature. Once you know the ordering of these atoms, calculate the mother dinosaur's internal body temperature. That's crazy! Because of where the egg was, sorry, because of where the egg was in its conditions, like in the mother dinosaur's, like, sitting on it or whatever, like, or like just like when it was laid, I guess, and like formed inside the dinosaur. Like when it was formed, it was the way the atoms are ordered can tell you the temperature. That's crazy. Eggshells of a trudon, small meat-eating theropod, was about 36 degrees, 27 degrees, and 28 degrees. So warm, but that's like normal temperature. Go to larger duck-billed ones, they become a bit warmer, but also like average, so like warm-blooded. Yeah, maybe champ. This one's 36 degrees. Yeah, like they're actually. This one's 10 degrees warmer than the environment. 15 degrees warmer and only a few. But usually they're warmer than the environment, which means warm-blooded. Interesting. Thank you for that information. That's really
Felix
cool.
is choking.
Yeah, sorry, I'm dying. I'm gonna have some water over there. I need to go. Entertain chat.
Can I have the next question? So,
Cannot.
chat, how you doing? You doing good? I hope so. You enjoying all the science? There's so much science, isn't there? Have you ever seen so much science? Wow. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that is true. We usually see them as reptile-y things, dinosaurs, but actually they're very feathered and like fluffy a lot of the time. So they're way more bird-like. Like if you look at velociraptors and stuff, they were just basically completely covered in feathers. Most dinosaurs were feathery. Most of the like two-legged ones. I don't know about the quadrupeds. If you go to like what's it called? The one with the horns?
Triceratops?
Triceratops, that's the one. Triceratops. Did they? I don't think they went back on it.
What? Oh no, I thought they were still feathered.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're still. Some scientists think all dinosaurs, including sauropods, had feathers, just as all mammals have at least some hair. Large mammals, such as elephants, though, have very little limited hair. Similar sauropods may not have had many feathers, making them unlikely to be preserved in fossils. Interesting. Yeah, what I'm getting if I Google specifically Triceratops with feathers is that most of them did have a bit of feathers. It's just hard to Yeah, they probably had less. Just like, yeah, like big mammals aren't very furry,
Hmm.
so they wouldn't be very feathered. It's cool though. Yeah. Ugh, sorry. Good night, GG. Right, should we do one more question?
Let's do
One
one more
final
question.
question. This better be a good one. Better be a good one. We've had dragons. We've had energy. We've had all kinds of things. Talking about Mars. Some scientists think otherwise, but they're stupid. I'm pretty sure, like, specifically things like Velociraptors, we're pretty sure has feathers these days. Oh. But like, yeah, those didn't. Venom. Venom. Boom.
Venom.
Is it possible to acclimate yourself to animal venom and other natural poisons? Yes. Boom. Question answered. Um, it depends on the way it works, I guess. Because if it's, but I guess that if it works like a poison, you can. If it works like something else, you can or something. No. What is a toxin? The toxin? A, oh, a toxin is just something that is poisonous. Okay. And also, yeah, we've just found feathers and stuff on a bunch of. Anyway, poison, venom, venom. Um, could you acclimate yourself to animal venom? Probably. Like we know you. We have, like, there's stories about people who have literally made themselves immune to things like cyanide and stuff by
Such as
slowly taking.
Miridates the Sixth, the king of Pontus, who so feared being poisoned that he regularly ingested small doses, aiming to develop immunity. It's actually been named after him, the process of doing it, called Mithridatism.
Yeah, there you go. It's
And
happened through history quite a bit. It's like
in
specifically cyanide is
practice,
the one I hear, but I don't know how accurate.
there's a section here about it in practice,
Go on.
which is going to be interesting. It is important to note that Mithridatism is not effective against all types of poison. Immunity
There
is
you go.
generally only possible with biologically complex types where the immune system can respond to. Depending on the toxin, the practice can lead to the lethal accumulation of a poison in the body. Results depend on how each poison is processed by the body, i.e., on how the toxic compound is metabolized or passed out
Yeah.
of the body. If you can't get rid of it, you're just going to build up so much you die. However, in some cases, it is possible to build up a metabolic tolerance against specific non-biological poisons. This involves conditioning the liver to produce more of the particular enzymes that metabolize these poisons. For example, heavy drinkers develop a tolerance to the effects of alcohol. However, metabolic tolerance can also lead to the accumulation of the less toxic metabolized compound, which can slowly damage the liver. With alcohol, this generally leads to conditions such as alcoholic fatty liver disease. Not effective on all non-biological poisons, exposure to certain toxic substances such as hydrofluoric acid and heavy metals is either lethal or has little to no effect. Arsenic is a minor exception, as some people actually have a genetic adaptation granting them higher resistance. Another minor exception is cyanide, which can be metabolized by the liver. The enzyme rhodanase converts the cyanide into a much less toxic thiocyanate. This process allows humans to ingest small amounts of cyanide in food, like apple seeds, and survive small amounts of cyanide gas from fires and cigarettes. However, unlike alcohol, one cannot effectively condition the liver against cyanide. Relatively larger amounts of cyanide are still lethal because while the body can produce more rhodanase, the process also requires a large amount of sulfur-containing substrates.
There you go. In Champ's professional toxicological opinion, he concurs. So Champ,
I just concur.
definitely correct. Definitely correct. There you go. Also, I just looked up venom. Venom specifically means it's an animal poison. So venom is just poison, but from an animal.
Hmm.
I think, especially secreted by an animal. Blah blah. Like all kinds of animals have it, so it's not like a specific. Like it's been evolved in all different kinds of ways. There's many venoms. There's specifically 4 major classes of toxins. Okay? There's necrotoxins and cytotoxins, which kill cells. And there's neurotoxins, which affect the nervous system. And then, yeah, sure. It's delivered by a sting or a bite or something. Not something you eat. Poison is specifically you eat it.
So if you eat venom, does it become poison?
I guess. Yes.
Checkmate, atheists.
Venoms are poisonous. I guess. I mean, the growing tolerance bit could have been really handy in medieval plot. What do you mean?
Yeah, like that's where it comes from human. Like it's
Yeah, a
it's hard
bunch
to
of
say if
like.
it ever worked. Did it work?
I feel well, like they say you can build up a immunity to it. Yes. Well, it depends on what. Well, venoms are generally alright to eat. Maybe? I don't know, is that true? I'll confirm. I would assume they'd be poisonous. Because why wouldn't they be? Maybe they don't have the power. They're not strong enough to like survive the stomach. Yeah, but that's just because that just doesn't work. If you get bit by a snake, that's in your body. It doesn't stay there for like a minute and you can like suck it out. That you're just that doesn't work. It's already in circulation, you know? So it's you just physically can't suck out the venom. Yeah, I wouldn't eat it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I generally wouldn't drink venoms. You know yourself doing it? Probably. I don't know if that's because that link is fucked up, but I assume not recommended drinking venom is the end of it, so I assume it's work. You can probably hurt yourself with it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a venomologist. There's different kinds of venoms. There's also mycotoxins, which is also which damages muscles. Oh, sorry, and hemotoxins, are blood clotting. And they're
Oh.
usually mixtures of these things. They fuck you up, and you get fucked. Look for stronger poison like cyanide. Yes, we just spoke about cyanide specifically. Is venom able to produce a fatal result? Well, it depends what kind of thing it is. Sometimes it just attacks cells and just literally breaks down the area where it was attacked. Sometimes it gets into your bloodstream and damages your nervous system by fucking with neurotransmitters. And sometimes it breaks the muscles down. Sometimes it makes your blood clot. There you go.
Yeah, don't go drinking venom.
Also,
Or
don't
maybe
just
you'd
don't
like
drink.
to drink weed killer because you. Sorry, that's a reference. You could be the guy. What was his name? The guy who was doing Greenpeace shit became a
Sure.
shill for what's it called? Some weed killer, and was like went on an interview and said you could drink this and you'd be fine. And then the interviewer said, "Do you want to drink it?" He's like, "No."
No. Okay, sure. Has very venom vary from natural poisons you may find in various plants. I guess I don't know. It's just a different kind of. There's just so many. Like venom is such an all-enveloping term, and hard to compare it to poisons you'd find in plants because also that is so different. It's just like so many chemicals, right? And they generally will do similar things, I guess. But I don't fucking know. Whatever. They change much from species to species? Probably. There's a thing in here about like specific things. Arthropods. There's just a bunch of venomous arthropods. Doesn't really say what they use. It just depends how they evolved it. Interview Wheat mentioned. I feel like I have seen this actually.
Is causing increases in cancer. You can
Probably.
drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you. It's,
I have seen this.
Drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to actually, but
You-
not really. But
Not really?
I know it wouldn't
I
hurt
mean,
me.
if you say so, I have some
No,
glyphosate.
I'm not stupid.
Ah, okay. So you.
No, but I know
So
that
it's dangerous,
I
right?
know. No.
Sorry for anyone watching on my stream.
There's fine. You can read the subtitles.
There's
They're just in
subtitles,
French.
fine.
Fairly regularly.
Tell the truth.
It's not dangerous to humans. No, it's
No.
not.
So you ready to?
Why is this guy like, no, I'm not gonna drink it. I'm not stupid, but also he's saying, no, it's not dangerous to humans. What are you? Can you not link the two? Are you an idiot? Clearly, you are stupid.
drink one glass of
No,
glyphosate?
I'm not an idiot. Interview me about golden rice. That's
did,
what I'm
we
talking
did,
about.
we did.
Okay, then it's finished. Then the interview is finished.
That's a good way to solve things.
Yeah. You're a complete jerk.
Are they the complete jerk? Are they really? Are they really the complete jerk? I think you're just an idiot, mate. Anyway. How does snake venoms compare to a spider's venom? That depends on which spider and which snake. I think.
How does the snake venom compare to a snake's venom?
I'm sure there's different snakes that have different kinds of venoms.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
they
Maybe
gonna
all
be different.
maybe all snakes use a specific kind of thing.
Maybe.
But there are different kinds of. Yeah, this says World Health Organization 2010 says that snake venoms are classified into three main types, which is hemotoxic, neurotoxic, and cytotoxic, which is part of the ones we've spoken about. Is blood, so it fucks with your blood, fucks with your like nervous system, or just breaks cells down. Yeah, he's just an idiot. He's just trying to lie. Yeah. There's different kinds of snake venom, and I'm assuming spiders have also different kinds of venoms. So it's it's hard to compare because, I don't know. It's just, venom is just such a different, it's like, this is like saying, how do fruit tastes compare to vegetable tastes? It's like, yes, both are plants, and both are edible, but certain fruits will be similar to certain vegetables, you know, and certain vegetable, because I'm sure there's like some kind of sweet kind of vegetables there that are more like some sweet fruits, but I'm sure there's also very bitter fruits that could taste like vegetables. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know if this is a good analogy, but you know what I'm trying to say? It's not really. It's hard to compare these things because you're just talking about big groups. How's the venom itself used in making an antidote for said venom? That is interesting. Because usually, yeah, they need the venom itself. Right? Have a look. Do you know?
No, I just know that snakes kill a lot more people than spiders do. Yeah. Numbers for snakes are ranging from 20,000 to 94,000 per year, while spiders reports 100 in the 20th century.
Interesting. Like, yeah, you always hear about things like Black Widow and stuff killing people. Well, I say you always hear, like, the Black Widow spider is always like this big scary animal. Well, it's a tiny scary animal, right? Whereas snake bites, people dying from snake bites, like, you barely hear any scary stories, right? Do you?
Not
Maybe it's
really, no.
because they usually
There
don't
are
bite
some that-
while on the toilet.
there are some that are dangerous, but they also put a lot less venom into you than snakes will. Antivenom is
It's easier
traditionally
to
made by
survive.
collecting venom from the relevant animal and injecting small amounts of it into a domestic animal. The antibodies that form are then collected from the domestic animal's blood and purified.
I see. So we put it in a big horse because horses have a good, strong body, and
That's
they
not
make
what it said, but
antibodies.
sure.
And we
If you
take
want to
it.
say, if you,
What
it
this is
didn't-
saying.
It didn't say they put it in an animal that can take it, but sure, let's say that it did for
Basically, what you're
morality's
saying, right?
sake.
It's a tiny, harmless dose of venom. We do it in large animals because you can probably use more venom at a time, right? Because they have a stronger. They can
Got more
take
blood.
more of it, you know? But it's not like a
Sure.
strong. Yeah, it's not strong blood. They're just larger animals, so they can take more of the venom.
More blood. Sure, we'll
I
go for
guess.
that.
And then you take the specific antibodies to it. That is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like the various methods of killing spider webs, big and strong enough against humans. Yeah, snakes also kill people without venom. Snakes. There's a lot of snakes that just like boa constrictors that just choke you out.
Yeah, sure. There were differences within, like, specifically what I was looking there was at venom poisonings by each animal, not like snakes killing people by other means or spiders.
It's
killing
probably
people
just
by
also
other
like
means.
muscle mass and stuff, champ. Yeah, livers. But this is that's the idea. There's something in there. There you go. That's how you survive a venomous attack in your life. I hope today we learned a lot. Learned a lot. We learned about Mars. We learned about dragons. We learned about poison, venoms. What else did we learn? I've already forgotten all the earlier ones. Who could ever be sure? What are you reading, Wheat?
I'm not.
Why are you just looking in the distance then? Stop looking in the distance.
I'm watching the complete Our Place time lapse.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, that is true. Okay. Do you not like the picture of Wheat? Come on. Looks beautiful. He's becoming Gigabrain.
True, I am. You say becoming like I'm not.
Well, see, that's the thing, MB. Also, fine. That's the thing. If you can grow a liver. First of all, a liver on its own wouldn't work. You need a vascular system, like to have. You need the blood and stuff there to make it work. You need neurons to make it, to tell it what to do and stuff. You need an animal, a living creature that controls that liver, right? To make it work. Just a liver, a piece of meat, isn't gonna do anything. Second of all, we need that blood that is gonna, like the anti-venom, gonna be made because it's antibodies to the venom, right? So you'd need I don't know where antibodies are made. Is that in, I don't know, is that just generally
no
around?
idea.
I feel like I knew this at some point and I forgot. They are specialized, produced by white blood cells, specifically B cells, which is in your blood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So it's just in the blood. There you go. Memory B cells. Yeah, that's what those B lymphocytes. In your lymph nodes. Yeah, which is like, it's not in your blood, but it's like close to your blood, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes it is also in your blood. It's weird. It's like next to it so that it can osmose through the semi-permeable membrane, probably. This might be just me making it up. But yeah, it's blood adjacent. So yeah, you'd need some kind of blood systems to make those antibodies. So yeah, the short answer to your question is no. The long answer is also no, and why? It's a storm drain to the bloodstream. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Say that.
Yeah.
Oh. We've had a lot of science today. I hope you all...
Oh no, I'm talking again. There's 2 spots in my playlist I missed.
No, this is the 3rd spot already.
Oh yeah, shit. There was a brief grunt in one of them, which
Oh, I
wasn't so
see.
much me talking. It was just a bit. Okay. I might just need to take those playlists.
I don't know how insulin is made, actually. Maybe next week we can talk about insulin. I have no idea how that is made. That's interesting.
Well, if there's a question in there about it, maybe
But
it'll come up.
Put it in the Discord or tweet it at me about lymph nodes, because that's interesting and I want to know more. I want to know more and we can Google it.
I had a lymph node swell up in my face once.
Really? Was it?
Yeah.
I feel
It was here, I think, under my jaw on the left-hand side. It was
yeah,
like,
I think
it
they're
was just
here,
like,
right? Like some. I don't know if they're like everywhere.
Oh, sorry, you're pointing at something. Yeah, there's some on your jaw. There's some all over.
I think they're generally.
I think
like
there's some
around
under your armpit
here.
as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, one on my face went up about here, and it's something I had like this huge, well, jaw on the left-hand side. Not jaw, but like underneath my jaw, I suppose. And yeah, it was like a hard lump that was there. It was like it wasn't like if I pointed out to someone it was noticeable, otherwise it wasn't. Like I had to say, yeah, I'm fine, but my face is swollen up a bit. And then it'd be like, oh my god.
Oh my god, your face is massive.
Oh my god, what's wrong with your face?
What's wrong with your face?
But otherwise, things were fine. And I didn't notice anything. There we go. Good job, team.
Right.
If you want to hear more about that, ask about it.
I think I definitely don't want to hear more about that. I think I might keep going a bit and do some more Minecraft.
Sure.
I don't know what you're planning to do.
That makes my life easy. I will just eat instead.
The fuck? I don't do eating.
Some of us do.
Insurance made by giving bacteria the chance to produce it, but also in confuse. Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask a question if you want. If we can have a look at it, because that sounds interesting. Post it in my There's wheat. I'm only getting host. Why?
Strange. And
God damn it!
the
Now my
number's different
whole
on the
now my
host and the
whole
race.
setup's fucked.
Oh yeah.
I'm steaming some dumplings. Pog. Pog.
I was what? Oh.
Champ is steaming some dumplings.
I heard streaming some dumplings and was like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were streaming some dumplings. If you have any questions like the one about insulin, I'd love to see that. If you can post it in my Discord or tweet it at me.
Like a mad